Dirt Series, James. And as we talked about, we have got 49 drivers in the pit area. They're going to go after $25,000 here tonight. Jason Riggs leading the first set out. The College Grove, Tennessee driver, the Shepherd Riggs Racing, Riggs Drilling Solutions, Clements, powered Longhorn number 81. And behind him, a driver that last year had a good year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 7th in the points, the Ratliff Racing, Grantley Farms, Longhorn by Wellsford, Dalton Wilson, and car 18.
And behind him, Jonathan Davenport, the 49 car, 3-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series national champion, 72 career wins. That's third all time. Behind Scott Bloomquist and Jimmy Owens in that 49 car. Behind him, the 2022 O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. That'll be Garrett Alberson. Garrett Alberson, formerly out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, now living in Dubuque, Iowa. And behind him, speaking of Iowa.
That's right.
Jason Farley, Iowa.
Jason Rowan.
Jason Rowan. Jason Farley, not Chris Farley.
Jason.
But how about the backstory on this car? Corey Hedgecock drove this at Knoxville last year.
Yes, sir.
Brian Burkhofer, like a week ago, put a new body and a deck on that for Jason
Earl
Brown.
did not see that car
That's
until
exactly
I think
right.
Wednesday, and he'll be in that number 46, the BMF race car. Tegler, Recker, and Crane Lucas Oil entry, the 4-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, 40 career series wins, and behind him, and the number 97, that's Cody Overton out of Evans, Georgia, the Molly TriStar engine and transmission, Clements powered rocket chassis 97.
I'm glad we got the BMF right. I didn't.
That's right.
Corey texted me twice the other night. I said, Corey, we're okay. He's just laughing about it. And you said we need to do a shirt.
I love it. A BMF, BFE t-shirt.
Hey, I want to say about Corey Hedgecock's mom. I know she had surgery there a week or so ago. Hopefully she's doing okay, and Chad and everybody's doing okay as we're in Group 1 hot laps here with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 17 SS out of Dade City, Florida. Possible O'Reilly Auto Parts rookie contender. That'll be Brendan Smith. Behind him will be the 4G, the Pink Panther, out of Washington, Illinois, Bob Gardner Jr.
Just Gardner, no Junior.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Junior.
Okay,
Junior.
Bob Gardner. Like, we went from Steve Casebolt Jr. to just
That's
Steve
right.
Casebolt, right? 388 Jackson Heiss, been his first week, basically, last week at Volusia here in a super late model. He's out of Ocala, Florida, in the 388.
Yeah, another one of those talented up-and-coming drivers in the 388. 7-time Florida State go-kart champion. He's going to run for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year. Glad to have him here with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series here this weekend. And Jonathan Davenport early here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, James, 15.762, the best time we've seen so far. They'll get him geared up tonight for All-Star Performance qualifying, as the checkered flag will drop on this first wave of Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And racetrack tonight, we're going to see a lot of changes out of it, starting earlier than we've been. 15.762, the fastest lap that we've seen so far, and that was Jonathan Davenport, 3-time series champion. To be determined if he's going to run the Tour this year. I think he will, James.
I
we'll
think
find
he will
out.
Too, yes. The 39 car will be Tim McCready. He's a 2-time series champion
sir.
out of Watertown, New York, the Paler Motorsports car 39. Behind him, the 76 car. Up until the other night, won 4 out of 6 here. Looking for a big one. He won here 1 year ago. Again, $25,000 win tonight. He is in the Wells & Sons Longhorn car Garnto Southern entry out of Evans, Georgia, Brandon Overton. Behind them, the 2022 Dirt Track World Champion, the Terminal Maintenance and Construction number 10 out of Eatonton, Georgia, Ben. That is Garrett Smith.
Yes, sir. Right behind him out of Georgetown, Delaware, Ross the Boss Robinson, the Stokely Materials, Commonwealth Equipment, Clements powered rocket chassis, 1 win last year. That came at Georgetown Speedway. And a possible O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender in kart, number 93 out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Dryden PPC Lubricants entry. That will be the number 93 car of Corey Lawler, of course, the son of Poncho Lawler, longtime late model and sprint car driver.
Dad crew chief. There's the 19M car, new ride this year for Spencer Hughes. Will Harrington had been in a car the last couple of years. Spencer Hughes out of Merida, Mississippi, the Clyburn Tank Lines Yellow Hammer construction entry. And behind him, the 28 car, former Dirt Late Model Dream winner of the Vomac Truck Sales, McBride Mac 28 out of Carpentersville, Illinois, Dennis Erb Jr. And I'm sure, what did he end? He ended up with over 100 race starts last year.
Well, that's a normal year for him. That's a slow year.
Tyler Erb had how many? Like 130, I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Something crazy. How about Max Blair and his new ride?
Yes, sir. Roden outfitted turn number 1, the 111. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, the Longhorn Race Car, Centerline Motorsports, C&J Dairy, and DeanHonda.com entry. 9th overall in the standings last year, the 4-time Jay's Automotive United Late Model Series champion, Max Blair, as the green flag is out. And we continue at Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Get your Dirt Draft lineups in and play along and just show us how bad we are, because every time I think I know, every time I feel like I've got a good lineup, James, I end up 9,000th in the final standings. You see Tim McCready on your screen, that Payor Motorsports Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas entry, you said two-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion in car 39. 36 career wins, but only 2 last year on the series.
Scott Fagner, the crew chief on that car. J.C. Crockett helping out as well. Brandon Overton, he's got a new crew chief this year, right? The 76 car, and that'll be Mikey Bertel. Mikey Bertel, the new crew chief on the 76 car. Ken Fagner also helping out. You see the yellow outline. You like that on the 76?
I do like it. I think it's a little bit different flair for him. And earlier in race day today, Michael Rigsby took Ricky Thornton Jr. to win tonight. I think tonight is going to be more of a Brandon Overton kind of night here in his home state. But right now, I'll tell you what, Garrett Smith, another Georgia driver, atop the leaderboard in that set of 15.442. Best lap for Garrett Smith.
So it's the fastest overall here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Again, thanks to DirtDraft.com. We'll have a cash award, our awards banquet, coming up later this year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Looking forward to it. Night number 2. The next group of cars on the racetrack here.
It'll be led out by the 96V. That'll be the Capital Way Space Racing Fuels Durham-powered BMF race car of Tanner English. 9th in last year's World of Outlaws standings, looking at running for this year's Lucas Oil title. We'll see how Speed Weeks plays out for that team. And riding behind him, 81J car. That'll be Jack Riggs out of Nolensville, Tennessee. The Riggs Drilling Solutions, Shepherd Riggs Racing, Valvoline Clements, powered Longhorn for Jack Riggs in the 81J.
Mac Daddy Dale McDowell, the reigning Comp Cam's Topless 100 winner, made his first appearance here in 18 years the other night. The Easy Go Kinetic Gaskets, Clot Synthetic Lubricants, Team Zero Bloomquist car to Chickamauga, Georgia. Behind him, a contender for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie Year, their 75 car bin. That is Daniel Adam. Daniel Adam hails out of Wade, North Carolina. He said he's the fastest 75 since Bart Hartman and John Gill. You can't beat that, can you?
Man, that's calling up a strong lineup there. Boom Briggs out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. The Dave Warren Auto Group, number 99B on the Speedway, joined by the 214 out of Rinkin, Georgia. Another one of those talented up-and-coming drivers. That'll be Hayden Cowan and Brandon Shepard, the B5 on the Speedway. Still trying to figure out what Brandon's going to do this year along with the 157. Right. We know what he's going to do. Mike Marlar signed up for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series here in 2020.
Mike Marlar and the Burning Rock Products, Truck Country 157, Great Bring, Skyline Motorsports. There's the Hoist. Oh, see, Hoist IV. Yeah.
It's good energy water and it hydrates you. That's all you need.
Yeah, hey, as long as Randall Edwards will drink it, I'll drink it. It's just awesome.
Apparently, it's good for washing down a cheeseburger if Randall Edwards is drinking it. Well, right now, Mike Marlar fastest in this set of 15.686 here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. We continue. 49 cars, James. Yep. We'll have All-Star Performance Group A and B, and that'll make up our lineups for our 6 heats here tonight.
6 heat races. We'll take the top 3. We'll have 2 B-Mains top 2, and then we'll have provisionals based on last year's final points table. Marlar, 15.686. Mikey Marlar, 3-time winner at Knoxville. 21 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Back for a full-time tour this year. Here is the defending Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series national champion, defending World 100 winner. The winner here on Thursday night been the Valvoline Durham Power number 1. That is Hudson O'Neill. Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, collected his 25th career win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. His first ever here at Golden Isles. And how about the 14 car of Will Harrington, the Barry Rod icon, Ben?
Yeah, the ASD Motorsports, new team for this year. Very excited. Talk to them in the pit area. Behind them, the 15-year-old out of New London, North Carolina, splits his time between pavement and dirt. That'll be Carson Brown. 8 wins a year ago for the Pay Cafe. Bill Stein, Sunoco, number 28, M. Vic Hill, powered Longhorn. And the number 20, 4-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion out of Newport, Tennessee. 81 career wins. That's Jimmy Owens. The Kohler Motorsports, Reese Monument Company, Tim Short Automotive Group, car 20.
Yeah, Jimmy Owens, 6th here the other night, and ran in the top 5 for most of that race. Will he make a bid for title number 5?
I'd love it.
It would be awesome. We'll just have to wait till after Speed Weeks. You mentioned Kyle Bronson, the 40B car, the 111, the fastest Honeybee, the Roberts B Company car. Sylvester, Georgia, just down the road, the hometown of Stephen Roberts.
You got to love a guy that's got bee farms. You don't want to mess with him. He doesn't get to race a lot because his business keeps him away from it, but he does a lot of sport racing. As the green flag is out on this set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Did you get Ethan Dotson?
I did not get Ethan Dotson, the Bakersfield, California driver.
He's one of those guys on the, he's in the loyalty program. Will he run for Rookie of the Year? Hey, it pays $20,000, right?
Plus about $10,000 in contingencies.
Yes, right.
So he didn't have the best night the other night. We also missed on this set the Willard Corey's number 3 of Brennan Willard out of Lebanon, Missouri, the Capital Barry Wright race car. And Jimmy Owens right now, 15.669, a top 10 run back on Thursday night. And the Newport Nightmare in that Kohler Motorsports entry. Shout out to Bobby and Jessica Kohler and all they do for racing as their driver atop that set of dirt draft hot laps. Next set of cars will be led out by Ridgely, West Virginia's Matt Cosner. One win a year ago for the driver of the RH Lap Mechanical Contractors, Nelson Auto Sales, Wheeler Fleet Solutions, Cornett powered Rocket XR1. And the one behind him, three-time winner last year and 8th in the Lucas Oil standings, Turbo Tyler Erb, the Best Performance Motorsports, Bulk Material Lift, Base Racing Fuels, Clements powered Rocket.
How about Clay Harris? He's been running the crates the last few years, made his first ever Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race here on Thursday night, and had Brian Green turning the wrenches on that car. Jupiter, Florida, hometown. The 25, I know I'm going to say 56 at some point this year. Tony Jackson Jr., the Capital 25 house car, running for O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 5-time Mars champion, 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. Just a clean-looking car. Tony Jackson Jr. here on the main straightaway at 25.
So clean with Shane Clanton's number. That's the Capital House car, as you said. The 19R, Ryan Gustin, 2-time USMTS champion, 7th in the World of Outlaw standings last year. The Allen Seamless Gutters, Niderman Construction, Jay Dickens powered Longhorn by Wells, number 19R. And the 79 car, that'll be Donald McIntosh. Couple of wins last year for the driver of the Billy Hicks Racing, H&H Auto Sales, Clements powered Double Nickel, number 79.
14 Junior will be Mr. Mills.
Trey?
Yes, Mr. Trey Mills out of St. Augustine, Florida. In that 14 car, black diamond chassis. And again, Tyler Bruning, the 16 car, Fear the Beard. In the Truck Country Bruning Rock Products entry. And Drake Troutman. Drake Troutman, a good run here the other night, 12th. He's hoping to run for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year this year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
What an ad he would be. He is a masher.
Awesome. He's an awesome driver for a young man. Yes, absolutely. RFI Resources entry.
21 wins a year
Yes,
ago,
sir.
6 in the late model, 1 at the Dome in the modified. That was win 21 on the year for him.
If he didn't have 21 flat tires last year, he would have.
Oh my goodness, he may have had
21
42
wins, 21.
wins.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly right. Move over Thornton and Pierce, right?
Completely. Well, waiting to see the times come up from that set. Not getting anything quite yet from group number 5 here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And again, there we go. 15.787, Clay Harris. You called it, James. How about that? The Jupiter, Florida driver. 8 wins last year across like 4 different divisions. He's going to run for Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year. And shout out to the joiners and what they put together with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. They got a lot of big things happening, a really fun roster, and a lot of their racers are here with them this weekend as the next set is led out by Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio, 2nd in last year's Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series standings. The Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, Bill Stein, Double Down Motorsports, number 99 Cornett powered Longhorn.
Chuck Kimball, the crew chief on that car. The 44 car, Chris Madden, the Dryden Longhorn. Comes to us at a great court, South Carolina. The 20 RT, what a year he had last year. He's in the Big River Steel, Coltman Farms. Hoker Trucking entry out of Martinsville, Indiana, Ricky Thornton Jr. in the Todd and Vicki Burns SSI Motorsports entry, Ben.
Renner, South Dakota's Blair Nodorf over in turns 3 and 4. 2 wins a year ago for the former Tri-State Late Model Series champion, the Bargain Barn Tire Center, Asphalt Pros, Clements powered Rocket XR1 for Blair Nodorf. And behind him in car number 5 out of Middleburg, Florida, that'll be Mark Whitener, the Malkett-powered Longhorn race car, Whitener's Tractor Service, Southeast Ship Repair, and Ocala Restaurant Supply, all sponsors for Whitener. And you never know where he's going to turn up, where he's going to win. He told me that right now he plans to run all of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Speed Week events, though.
How about that battle between him and Jonathan Davenport here a few years ago? That was rather interesting. The number 8 car here on the main straightaway, last year's Lucas Oil MLRA. Rookie of the Year, hoping to run for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. In the Sonic number 8, out of Urbana, Missouri, that is Dylan McCowan. The 3S car, the J&J Ventures Gaming, Bob and Lisa Cullen entry out of Chatham, Illinois. He's in the Team Zero car.
Yes. Talk to him today.
That is Brian Shirley.
And I love the look on that race car for Brian Shirley.
Nice.
That's an old school. That's like circa back around him winning the Lucas Oil Knoxville and Late Model Nationals. And I want to say that you talked about Dylan McCowan.
Yes, sir.
I love seeing Sonic on the side of a race car. We need more of these big corporations on these race cars.
We go to Batesville, Arkansas. How many are there?
There's 8. There's the
like
most Sonics and Subways per capita of any town in America.
How about Brian Shirley the night? He would have had a front row starting spot in the heat race. Missed the scales, drove by the scales and went back to his pit area, so he lost his time. And again, he would have started in the front row here the other night of the heat race.
James, I'm hearing after this hot lap session, we are going to have about a 2-minute break, and then we're going to get ready for All-Star Performance qualifying. As right now in this set, Devin Moran, one of the first ones across, 15.942. Now Chris Madden, top of the leaderboard, 15.581. Smoke looking fast in this set. As checkered flag is out, Ricky Thornton Jr., the Coltman Farms Racing 20 RT, second on the board. Then Nodorf with a good lap as well. As we'll come around, final few cars to the checkered flag. And in that set of dirt draft hot laps, it will be Chris Madden, fastest time, 15.581. They actually had the droop puck explode the other night on Thursday. That's why they pulled out of the feature. He knew something was off with that race car. Did Chris Madden back for more here tonight? Well, I think right now we're going to step aside. These drivers are going to get ready for All-Star Performance qualifying. We're going to thank some marketing partners. We'll be right back to Golden Isle Speedway, the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing. You're watching it all live, MAV TV on FloRacing. We'll be right back.
Protect the Harvest was created to defend and preserve American freedoms and to support farmers, ranchers, outdoor enthusiasts, and animal owners. Protecting agriculture, protecting our rights, our tradition, our rural way of life, protecting America. To get involved, please visit our Facebook page or protecttheharvest.com. Support us by donating today. Protect the Harvest is a nonprofit 501c3 corporation registered in Missouri.
What are you up to? Oh, I just spent the whole morning having a little battery-powered fun.
I can see that.
This thing is powerful. Hey, honey, I was just gushing about our new favorite toy. All right, Joel, ready to go again?
You should join us sometime.
You gotta get me one of those.
Race fans, Dirt Draft is your #1 fantasy racing app. Play along with hundreds of events each year featuring the biggest stars in series and racing. Draft your team each race night and compete against hundreds of fans across the country. Or start your private league to battle your friends for the ultimate bragging rights. Accumulate points each race night and cash those points in for top prizes from the biggest brands. Sign up today and learn more at dirtdraft.com or download a Google Play or App Store. Dirt Draft, your fantasy racing edge.
Welcome back to Golden Isle Speedway and the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing as the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series vies for $25,000 a night. James, we're just moments away from All-Star Performance qualifying. Group A and B. Group A will make up heat races 1, 2, and 3. Group B, heat races 4, 5, and 6. Mother Nature won last night, but we got Thursday night in, and your defending champion, Hudson O'Neill, he went to Victory Lane down to Lucas Oil Victory Lane, and because of that, and along with being the All-Star Performance Fast qualifier, he's got a 20-point advantage atop the standings over Jonathan Davenport, Brandon Overton, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Brandon Shepard. And it's worth mentioning, James, down here, every event through the end of February, including the Golden Isles 2.0 events right back here, except for the first 3 at East Bay, they are Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points events. 12 events, well, actually 11 after last night because we lost one. Only your best 6 count. So you could, in theory, have a bad night on Thursday and a bad night tonight, but you could still have 6 really good qualifying laps.
Should mention Ben Garrett Smith,
Points
fastest
events,
there in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 15.442. Yeah, that's right. So if we get, hopefully we won't have any more rainouts, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
go from there then. Well, how about the guy first up here tonight? 40 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Just secured this ride less than 2 weeks ago for Jason Round out of Farley, Iowa. It'll be the 46 out of Jacksonville, Florida. That'll be Earl Pearson Jr. He'll be followed by the 81 car. He's out of College Grove, Tennessee. That is Jason Riggs. And the 388, the youngster in his first full year in a super late model out of Ocala, Florida. That is Jackson Heiss. He's in the Triple Crown Trailers, Quality Services, Roofing, Black Diamond Custom. Riggs at the Riggs Drilling Services, Moses Motorsports, VP Fuels, Coleman Farms. And Pearson, the Lucas Oil Products, Tigler, Wrecker, and Crane. And Body and Frame, Millard Family Chapels, Edgeburger Trucking, Remy Realty, Sunoco, C&D Contractors, Developers Mining, Cowboys, Cowboy Roy, Zach Fields, the crew chief on 46. Hang on.
We got one over
out of the
wall.
ballpark.
Holy smokes. And he's still on all 4 wheels. I looked up and Jackson Heiss, as Charlie Mefford would say, you can't park there, man. Wow.
Jackson Heiss.
Welcome to Speed Weeks, James.
Young man up from the crate ranks and, again, running first full year in a super late model. That is wild.
Again, it was remember last year at the Go for 50, Shane Clanton drove out of the ballpark in 3 and 4. And here we're going to go FloRacing instant replay, and let's see what happens as he got in there and just whoop. Wow. That might need a new fire suit for that driver after that one.
Hopefully he's okay there. Wow.
No extra charge for entertainment down in 3 and 4 if you're trackside parking, as Jackson Heiss came over to see what was on the grill.
Question is, how are you going to get him out of there?
Yeah. Duke's a hazard.
You're going to have to get a couple of... Well, he's showing him where to...
Yeah.
Just drive down.
We do have a place to drive. You can
we do? Okay, good.
So they'll be able to drive off that. James, if he did not destroy something on the bottom of that car and he can continue. Now, I will tell you this. We got Earl Pearson Jr.'s first lap, a 16.138. Jason Riggs, a 16.225. And Jackson Heiss, yep, he's going to fire it up, the Ocala, Florida driver. And we're going to see if he rejoins the party out of turn 4. That, you know what? While that's unfortunate, it actually couldn't have ended much better for him if you really think about it. And he is going to, you know what, he's going to come down the front stretch. And he's got to have some damage on there, right? Race fans, how about a round of applause?
Give him a big round of applause. There you go. Young man, what is he, about 18? He's 18.
I think Jackson is actually, I think he's right around there. I think around 18.
He's a little cattywampus on the front
there. That right front tire is
towed
out a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to head back to the pit area. But did you have it on your bingo card, one to leave the ballpark, land on all 4 wheels, and drive back to the pit area?
Okay. That Shane Clan deal last year. That was a little shaky.
You know, and
you know what? He was going to drive. He broke the drive shaft, right?
Yeah, or he was going to keep going.
He was just going to keep going.
We thought it would happen in 1 and 2 that night. We never thought 3 and 4, and by golly, that's what happened. Well, James, these 2 drivers both have a lap on the clock. They're going to come back to the white. Earl Pearson Jr. lap 1, a 16.138. Jason Riggs, a 16.225.
Pearson, Zach Friel's the crew chief on that car. Of course, a longtime crew chief for several drivers, including Brian Burkhofer. So thanks to Jason Round. Jason will be joining us down at East Bay, checking things out. Maybe Berkey will join him as well.
He will be.
Yep.
He will be there. And looking at the second laps, and Pearson will go better, 15.972. So that's the time to beat here in All-Star Performance Group A, a 15.972. Jason Riggs, his best lap, a 16.225.
Up next will be the 97 car out of Thompson, Georgia, in the Dave Stein TriStar Promotions entry. That'll be Cody Overton, followed by the 18D in the James Ratliff entry out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. That'll be Dalton Wilson. And in the Ken and Beth Roberts 58 car out of Dubuque, Iowa, Garrett Alberson. Overton, he's in the Molly Pistons, TriStar Engines and Transmission, Boswell Oil, Speedway Motors, Rocket Mullins, Dalton Wilson, the MGL Auto Sales, JRR Trucking, the Auto Outlet, Counter Contracting, Earnhardt Technologies, Grant Lee Farms, Innovative Care Solutions, Community Solutions, B&L Construction, New Point Lighting, Worldwide Custom Car Haulers, and the Mesilla Valley Transportation, Bill Sport Shop, Bill Stein, Dunright TV, Sunoco, Romer Machine and Welding, Lucas Oil, Capital Decals, 58 of Alberson.
Dalton Wilson top the leaderboard, 15.783. Now Garrett Alberson to the top, 15.617. Cody Overton was third fastest, 15.804. Overton will not improve on lap 2. We'll see if Dalton Wilson can go back to the top on lap 2. He will improve, but he'll stay second, 15.740. And Garrett Alberson fastest overall, and he will not improve on lap 2. So the time to beat now in All-Star Performance Qualifying, Garrett Alberson, a 15.617.
How about his wife, Danny Albertson, listed as the crew chief now? They lost.
She's a boss.
Justin Tharp moved over to the SSI Motorsports team. Up next will be the 4 out of Washington, Illinois. That'll be Bob Gardner, followed by the 17 SS out of Dade City, Florida. That is Brendan Smith, and the 49 out of Blairsville, Georgia, Jonathan Davenport. Gardner, he's in the Fox Shocks, Dynamic Drivelines, Hooker Harness, VP Performance Bodies, Rocket Clements. Brendan Smith, he is in the Big Daddy's Cattle, Jim Pizzino Trucking, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Guardian Hurricane Protection, Skipper Smokehouse, Rocket, Durham, and Davenport in the Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dyna Grow Seed, Lucas Oil, Bill Stein, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Longhorn Clements for Double O Motorsports.
Bob Gardner, 7th fastest, 16.617. Brendan Smith, 6th fastest, 16.247. Jonathan Davenport, quick time, 15.402 for the 49 to the top of the leaderboard in All-Star Performance Qualifying. Bob Gardner on his second lap, he will not improve. He'll stay 8th, and Brendan Smith will shoot up to 6th. We'll see if Davenport's faster on lap 2. Survey says it is not. 15.402, though, his first lap. That is your new fast qualifier for Jonathan Davenport.
Up next will be two-time Lucas Oil Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series National Champion to be Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. He's in the Paler Motorsports 39, followed by the 76, the Wells and Sons Motorsports entry out of Evans, Georgia. That is Brandon Overton, and the JCM Motorsports Colton Miller entry out of Merida, Mississippi. Spencer Hughes, McCready, the Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, and HVAC. Baker Mitchell Company, ArmsList.com, Bill Stein, Brad Benton Trucking, Mark Ford, Longhorn Clements, Overton. He's in the Garnto Southern, Big Dog Stump and Tree, Boswell Oil, RW Powell Construction, Convenient Lube, Coleman Farms, Muscle Factory, Harco Trucking, and Victory Fuel, Longhorn Clements, Hughes, and the Yellowhammer Construction, Clyburn Take Lines, Boswell Oil, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, Link Construction, Fox Shock, Steering Buddy, 19M, Ben.
Tim McCready was second fastest on his first lap. Overton fifth. Spencer Hughes seventh. We'll see McCready can go to the top of the leaderboard on lap number 2. He will not. Tim McCready will stay second fastest. Overton on his second approach. He was fifth on lap 1. He will stay fifth on lap 2. Spencer Hughes was seventh on lap 1. Spencer Hughes will stay seventh. So Tim McCready second fastest. Brandon Overton fifth. Spencer Hughes seventh. It's still Jonathan Davenport with a 15.402, the time to beat.
Up next will be the driver fastest in dirt draft hot laps, the former dirt track world champion back in 2022 out of Eatonton, Georgia. It'll be Garrett Smith in his father Scott Smith's car, number 10, followed by the 28 out of Carpentersville, Illinois. That'll be Dennis Erb Jr. And the number 7 out of Georgetown, Delaware in the Dutch Star Motorsports entry. That is Ross Robinson. Garrett Smith in the terminal maintenance and construction, Atlanta Paving and Concrete, Senior Life Insurance Company, the world-famous Cadillac Ranch, Go Lithium, 10, Dennis Erb Jr., the McBride Mac, Lomac Truck Sales, Fox Shocks, Ideal Ready Mix, Kaiser Manufacturing, Rocket Clements, and Ross Robinson into Stokely Materials. Also, Commonwealth Equipment, Boswell Oil, Fox Shocks, Atlantic Prime Mortgage, First Class, First State, ML Joseph Santa Gravel, Sussex Carpentry, Wesley Collins Builders, the Frozen Farmers, Rocket Clements for Robinson.
How about by almost 3/10, Garrett Smith, 15.146 to the top of the leaderboard. And on lap 2, he will not improve the time to beat. Still, though, Dennis Erb Jr. looking for Erb, and also looking for Ross Robinson on that one. Let's go over to the backup scoring. Well, we know that Garrett Smith went quick time in that group. And looking for Ross Robinson and the 28 of Dennis Erb Jr. Check back soon. We'll get you an update. But we do know we have a new fast qualifier, Garrett Smith, 15.146.
You're waiting for data.
We are waiting for data.
The 93 will be Corey Lawler. He's out of Hanover, PA, in the Rocket Pro Power. His car sponsored by Drydeens, Poncho's Racing Product, Kosman Also Clinic, PPC Lubricants, Creekside Auto Sales, All About Wraps, the 111 Max Blair. He's in the Centerline Motorsports, Longhorn Clements. Sponsored by Creekside Auto Sales, C&J Dairy, Murphy's Logging, Upstate Auto Group, and Jack Riggs. In the 81J Nolensville, Tennessee, the Longhorn Clements, Riggs Drilling Solution, Moses Motorsports, VV Fuels, Coleman Farms, 81J. Are you okay?
We're working on it.
You're working on it, all right.
It's a work in progress.
Still Garrett Smith, 15.146. That's unofficial until it becomes official.
Well, right now we know who the first 12 qualifiers, but you can tell there's more people on property today because the cell signal has become more of a challenge, James. You keep being you, and I will catch
You're
us
in a
up.
metal
How's that sound?
building, and you got... All right, so coming up next will be the 157 car out of Winfield, Tennessee. 3-time Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals winner to be Mike Marlar. He's in the Greg Bruning Skyline Motorsports entry, followed by the 75 out of Wade, North Carolina. That'll be Daniel Adam. And the 99B out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. That'll be Rick Boom Briggs. Mikey Marlar in the truck country, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Olson Explosive, Bill Steins, Petrov Towing, Burning Rock Products, Brown's Heating, and Heavy Equipment, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Longhorn. Got a Clements under the hood eye, Daniel Adam, the Mobilization Funding, Spiffies, Justin Langdon, Electrical Contractors, Restore Warehouse, the Rocket Pro Power, Boom Briggs, and the Dave Warren Power Sports, XS Stories, Trans 58, Briggs Transport, Rocket Clements out of Bear Lake, PA. Are you caught up yet?
I think we're finally getting some times back. Mike Marlar's second on the leaderboard. Daniel Adam 12th. Still chasing Garrett Smith with a 15.146. And Mike Marlar will stay second quick. He does improve, but he'll stay second quick. Daniel Adam, 12th fastest. And coming around in this set, Boom Briggs. And what if I told you I didn't have Boom's time? Well, it's like Boom is going to be 13th fastest officially, 15.898. So still right now, Garrett Smith the time to beat. Then it's Mike Marlar, Jonathan Davenport, Ross Robinson, good lap 4, Tim McCready 5th. Next car's on the Speedway.
Hayden Cowan, the 214 car. He's out of Rincon, Georgia. He's in the Rum Runner Racing 214. Tanner English, either's in the Sean and Lisa Martin, Viperist Motorsports 96V out of Benton, Kentucky. And Brandon Shepard, the Shepard Riggs Racing B5 out of New Berlin, Illinois. Hayden Cowan, he's in the Supply Change Management, Bill Stein, Wise Forest Products, SRI, Longhorn, Mullins, English in the Base Fuels, Capital Waste, Supreme Enterprises, Viperist Management, Creekside Auto Sales, BMF, Durham, and Shepard. He's in the Weiss, IV, Level Hydration, Coleman Farms, IB Siding Doors, UNOH, Messiah Valley Transportation, Longhorn, Clements, Randall Edwards, the crew chief on the B5.
Brandon Shepard 7th fastest. Hayden Cowan 16th, 15.964. Tanner English on his lap. It will be a 15.661. He'll be 5th fastest. Brandon Shepard will jump up to 6th. So Tanner English 5th. Brandon Shepard will go 6th in that set. And it's still Garrett Smith, the time to beat, a 15-1-4-6 over Marlar, Davenport, Robinson, and English.
One more to go in Group A, Ben. These will be heats 1, 2, and 3 here tonight. It'll be Mac Daddy Dale McDowell, the reigning Comcam's Topless 100 winner out of Chickamauga, Georgia. He's in the Shane McDowell Racing Easy Go Cloth Synthetic Lubricants Committed Gasket Connected Strategy Advisors, BlackRock Enterprises, BSI Well Service, SN8 Systems, Fox Shocks, Team Zero, Bloomquist Clements for the veteran driver. Made his first appearance here since 2006 here on Thursday night. He did make the show.
Del McDowell, lap number 1, 6th fastest. Good lap, 15.541. We'll see if he can do any better on lap number 2. Right now it's Garrett Smith, the top of the leaderboard with a 15.146. Checkered flag in there. Final qualifier in All-Star Performance Group A is McDowell flirting with the concrete in lap 2. He will improve, but he will stay. Actually, he will not. He'll stay 6th fastest, just a little bit slower on lap 2. So, James, your All-Star Performance Fast qualifier in Group A, Garrett Smith, a 15.146. And then Mike Marlar, Jonathan Davenport, Ross Robinson, Tanner English. That's your top 5. And behind them, it will be Del McDowell, Brandon Shepard, Tim McCready, Garrett Albertson, and Dalton Wilson. That's your top 10. But how about Garrett Smith, James, coming out with a blistering lap, 15.146, 15.146 for Garrett Smith.
So Garrett Smith will be on the pole tonight, shooting for that Victory Fuel pole position. Mike Marlar will be on the pole of heat number 2. Jonathan Davenport, heat number 3 on the pole. Then the outside 3 rows, the outside front row starters in the race. How about Ross Robinson?
Yeah.
Chance to sit on the pole tonight. 10 races, Dale
Rick
McDowell.
Eckert's got it dialed in.
He does.
Yes.
Firehouse subs, buddy.
That's right, for everybody.
604 late models. 604 late models. Start staging. You are after the second group of Lucas Oil time trials. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series time trial cars are coming up next. Group B, we need the 604s. 604s to the staging area, please.
Well, you talked about those outside front row starters.
Yes, sir.
Ross Robinson, Tanner English, and Del McDowell. Those will be 3 great heats. James, who's going to be in All-Star Performance Group B?
And remember, Robinson and English have never won a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race.
They have not. Garrett Smith won one, and it was a big one.
And it was a big one, right? Right. Cody Mallory still the crew chief on that 10 car. That was close there in time trials between Smith and Marlar. There you see Group B. There's the youngster out of that Delk Marlar Racing Development Program, right? The 28B of New London, North Carolina, Ben, Carson Brown.
Yes, sir.
Carson Brown in the Pay Cafe. You ever been to Pay Cafe?
I have not. Have you?
I've been to a cafe, but
not a pay. You've paid.
I did
but
pay.
You've not been to Pay Cafe.
Or a credit cafe,
Well,
whichever you prefer, right?
Yeah, Carson Brown, you talked about it, one of those Delk Marlar developmental drivers, and it picked up a dirt crate win last year, but also successful bandoleros and asphalt late models.
You're still going to be doing a little bit of that, a lot more super late model racing here in 2024 in the Pay Cafe, Sunoco, Maximum Racing, Mills, Bilstein, Shocks. Wyatt Hardison is the crew chief on that Longhorn Vic Hill, followed by the number 20 out of Newport, Tennessee. 4-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series National Champion. That is Jimmy Owens of the Bobby and Jessica Kohler Motorsports Entry. Race Monument Company, Ultimate Towing and Recovery. Tim Short Auto Group, Capital Electric of Tennessee. Boom Test Well Service, Redline Oil, Goodrich Fluid Systems. And 5-star Middle Buildings. Kurt Owens, his brother, the crew chief on that Rocket Vic Hill. And in Hudson O'Neill, the defending series champion in the Mark Richards Racing. Valvoline, Swebert Camper Engines, Performance Grading, S Metalworks, Styles Marine and Maintenance. Wheeler Metals, Gunners Honey, Fox Shock, Sunoco, O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling. And Danny White, the crew chief on number 1, Ben.
Lap number 1, Jimmy Owens, 15.346. Carson Brown, a 15.793. And now Hudson O'Neill, he'll go second fastest, 15.373. So it's Owens, O'Neill, and Brown. Brown will not improve on lap 2. We'll see if Jimmy Owens improves. He does not. He stays atop the leaderboard. Can Hudson go to the top of the leaderboard? Yes, sir, he will. 15.328. Hudson O'Neill, the time to beat over Jimmy Owens and Carson Brown here in All-Star Performance Group B.
He was the All-Star Performance Fast qualifier here on Thursday night. Was O'Neill. Up next will be the 174 out of Bakersfield, California. It'll be Ethan Dotson, followed by the 40B out of Brandon, Florida. Top 10 here the other night. That is Kyle Bronson. And the 14X out of Hawkinsville, Georgia. That is Will Harrington. Ethan Dotson, he's in the special needs schools of Gwinnett, Colton Farms, Bill Stein, Autism Awareness Card, Dwayne Frady, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements, Kyle Bronson, Tanner Breadwell, turning the wrenches on that race car engineering, Borchers Equipment, Michael Lloyd Hauling, and Demolition, Tillman Roofing, LTX, Home Builders, Lucas Oil Products, yes, Mullinex Recycling, and now Dotson is down the track. We'll have a caution flag on the racetrack. The Dave Warren Power Sports caution comes out here early tonight in qualifying.
Ethan Dotson grabbing some concrete. He had a tough night back on Thursday, was actually eligible for an emergency provisional and elected not to take it, and he's going to start tonight with a little damage from the concrete. He's trying to limp that car down. We'll go to the FloRacing instant replay to see exactly what happened to Ethan Dotson, and he didn't drive out of the park like Heist did, but he did enough damage, probably bent something in the rear end of that race car, and you see him limping around through 3 and 4. Tough break for the Bakersfield, California driver in the Coltman Farms Racing 174.
Yeah, modified standout. Of course, he drove for Chris Bragg last year in late model, but full-time this year for Coltman Farms, Brett Coltman. And right now, Bronson and Harrington no lap in, so they'll get both of their laps. Will Harrington and that Barry Wright Icon Clements, SRI Performance. Turco Racing Oils, ASD Motorsports, and American Racing Pro Series. Tyler Austin Brashears.
That's right.
Crewing on that car.
He's so good at what he does, he needs 3 names. So.
He does. He's the duck calling champion. Is it from Arkansas? Is it worldwide?
Yeah, I think he's won like some world competitions. I might be giving him too much credit. If I am, just take it, Tyler. So, yep, he's right. But, yeah, ASD Motorsports, new team this year,
yep.
and glad to see them coming on board. John Henderson will be making some starts with that team, and Will Harrington, as you talked about, making the move from JCM Motorsports over to ASD Motorsports, and Spencer Hughes going from PCC Motorsports. So 3 different teams with 3-letter acronyms, and the drivers are all switching around for 2024.
You know how it is. Wait a minute.
Does it include BFE, James? No.
Hitchcock will be texting me here. You think, you have people, they come and go all the time,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Car owners or whatever, and then you always have new ones coming in. It's just a cycle on a few times. And who knows, Jason Pappas, he might be beside in a couple of years.
We hope.
We hope. You never know.
We
Maybe
love
back
Jason.
in it.
He's done a lot to support racing,
Right.
and we're very grateful for that.
Well, Stephen Roberts out there now, the 111 out of Sylvester, Georgia, the Roberts Beef Company, and Lennox River Ranch, Longhorn Clements. Chase Roberts, crew chiefing on the 111.
Kyle Bronson will go 3rd fastest, 15.535. Will Harrington will jump up to 4th, 15.576. And lap number 1 for Stephen Roberts, 6th fastest, 16.244. We'll see if Bronson, Harrington, and Roberts can improve on lap 2. Bronson will stay with lap 1. Lap 2 not quite as good. Bronson 3rd fastest, Harrington 4th fastest, and Stephen Roberts off the top of turn number 4. He was 6th on his first lap. And Stephen Roberts will stay 6th fastest. So Kyle Bronson 3rd, Will Harrington 4th, Stephen Roberts 6th, Hudson O'Neill, the time to beat a 15.328 in Group B.
And we need 604 late models to the staging area, please. 604 late models to the staging area drivers. Up next will be the 3 at 11, Missouri. That'll be Brennan Willard. And he'll be followed by the 79 out of Dawsonville, Georgia, the Billy Hicks Racing entry of Donald McIntosh. And then the 19R in the Cooney Motorsports entry. That is Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Brendan Willard in the Willard Asphalt, Willard Quarries, Bill Stein. 5-star race car bodies, Lebanon Ready Mix, Napa of Lebanon, Modern Images, Lucas Oil. Followed by Donald McIntosh. He is in the H&E Title Sales, Bill Stein, Hicks Racing, Double Nickel, Clements, and Ryan Gustin, the Allen Seamless Gutters. Carl Chevrolet VP Fuels by Heartland. May Properties, Murdy Farms, Longhorn, Jay Dickens for the Reaper.
Willard was 7th on lap 1. 4th was McIntosh. Ryan Gustin 6th fastest, 15.729. Brendan Willard on his 2nd lap, 8th fastest. He will not improve. We'll see if McIntosh does. McIntosh will stay 4th fastest. His first lap was his best one. And Ryan Gustin 6th fastest. He does improve a little bit on lap number 2 of 15.659. It's Hudson O'Neill, Jimmy Owens, Kyle Bronson, Donald McIntosh, Will Harrington, your top 5.
Right now, the pole sitters there in heat 4, 5, and 6. O'Neill, Owens, Bronson. We'll see if that changes here. Still some more to go yet. It'll be Matt Cosner in the 66C out of Ridgely, West Virginia, followed by the 14 Junior out of St. Augustine, Florida. That'll be Trey Mills. And the 16 Fear the Beard, Decorah, Iowa's Tyler Bruning. Cosner, he is in the Nelson Auto Sales, RH Lap Mechanical Contractors, Wheeler Fleet Solutions, Mighty Auto Parts, Global Truck Outfitters, Fox Factor, Rocket Cornet. Trey Mills, he's in the Mills Concrete, Boswell, GW Performance, Black Diamond Custom, and then Tyler Bruning, he's in the Truck Country, Olson Explosives, Bennett Explosives, Bill Stein, Brown's Heavy Equipment, Bruning Rock Products, K&M Auto Salvage, Longhorn Clements for his father. That is Greg Bruning, Skyline Motorsports.
Cosner 9th fastest on his first lap. Trey Mills 7th. Meanwhile, Tyler Bruning 10th fastest, 15.900. Second lap, Cosner 7th. That'll be his best lap. 7th fastest, 15.764. Trey Mills now 6th fastest, 15.638. That was his best lap. That moves Cosner back to 8th. And Tyler Bruning looks like unofficially 10th fastest. So 10th fastest for Tyler Bruning. Trey Mills a good lap, 6th fastest. And Cosner 8th fastest.
But so far outside these heat races, outside front rows, McIntosh, Harrington, Trey Mills. Man, this is going to be fun. Here we go. Here comes Clay Harris. Made his first Lucas Oil start here on Thursday night. He is in the Brian Garing crew chief Rocket Durham. He'll be followed by the number 1 at New Waverly, Texas. In the Eric and Kelly Brock best performance, that is Tyler Erb. And the 25 at Lebanon, Missouri. He's in the capital entry. That is Tony Jackson Jr. Clay Harris in the Wilkerson Farms. Impact Electrical Services, Rescue Metal Framing, BGR Speed Shop, Poor Boys Racing Supply, 6H, Ben.
How about Clay Harris, third fastest, 15.396. Tony Jackson Jr., 11th fastest. Tyler Erb, 12th fastest. Lap number 2, can Harris go faster? He will not, but he'll stay third fastest as they sit right now. Out of turn 4, Tyler Erb looking to improve. He was 12th on his first lap. Turbo will move up 1 spot to 11th, 15.859. And Tony Jackson Jr. 12th. So Tyler Erb 11th, Tony Jackson Jr. 12th, and Clay Harris third fastest, 15.396.
Tyler Erb, the Base Fuels, Robert Speed Company, First Class Septic, Bulk Material Lift, Anthony's Pizza, Sandy Weld. Tony Jackson Jr., the Superior Power. And Bill Stein, Elite Trailers, Daily Construction, Norris Logging, Springfield Raceway, Merrill Bonding, Joe Godsey, the crew chief on the 25 car. There's Dylan McCowan, last year's Lucas Oil MLR Rookie of the Year, out of Urbana, Missouri. He's in the Sonic Pomeroy Services, Scott Bailey powered Longhorn, followed by Blair Nodorf, Troy Nodorf, his crew chief at the Bargain Barn Tire Center, Grandpa's Ben Ranch, Rocket, Clements, and Mark Whitener. He is in the Longhorn Southeast Ship Repair, Baker Farms, Jet Concrete, Ocala Restaurant, 5.
McCowan was 16th on his first lap. Actually, all these drivers are going to be right together. Nodorf 14th, Whitener 15th, and now McCowan back to 18th. Lap 2, McCowan will move up to 16th fastest, 16.182. Nodorf up to 11th, good lap, 15.826. And Whitener on his second lap, 14th fastest, 15.888. So Mark Whitener out of that set, he will go 14th, Nodorf 11th, McCowan 16th.
Garrett Smith still fastest overall, 15.146. Up next will be the 3S out of Chatham, Illinois. That'll be Brian Shirley, the Thomason Express, Hoker Trucking, Fox Shocks, All Geyer Performance Parts, J&J Ventures Gaming, KBC Graphics, Ricky Lemon Motorsports, Devin Brennan, the crew chief on the Team Zero, Bloomquist Durham, the 20RT out of Martinsville, Lane, Ricky Thornton Jr., the Big River Steel, Hoker Trucking, Coleman Farms, Dino 1 Inc., Westside Tractor Sales, Bill Stein, Sunoco, Anthony Rose, the crew chief on the Ted and Vicky Burns, Longhorn Clements and Chris Matt, he's in the Dryden, Franklin Enterprises, Henderson Amusement, Penske, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Millwood Plumbing, Longhorn Durham, Ricky Arnold, crew chief on the 44.
Ricky Thornton Jr., third fastest on his first lap with a 15.378. Shirley's going to look to improve. He was 17th. They make that 18th fastest as Madden now goes 5th fastest on lap 1, 15.522. Lap 2, Brian Shirley, not going to like that. He'll stay 18th. Lap 2 for Thornton Jr., he will stay third. His first lap was his best one of 15.378. And final lap for Chris Madden, 5th fastest, 15.507. It's O'Neill, Owens, Thornton Jr., Harris, and Madden, your top 5. Just a few qualifiers left.
2 more to go, Ben. It'll be Devin Moran, last year's runner-up in the Lucas Oil Points out of Dresden, Ohio. He's in the Lazy Days RV, the RV Authority, C&W Trucking, Big River Steel, Bill Stein, McHugh, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Red Oak Pub, Smoky Mountain Speedway, Chuck Kimball, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements for Double Down Motorsports, and the 7T. 12th here on Thursday night of Hinman, Pennsylvania. It'll be Drake Troutman in the DTR Motorsports, RFI Resources, Wheeler Fleet Solutions, Bill Stein, Stone Natural Resources, Jerry Siding, Roofing and Windows, Certainteed, Thunderhill Trucking, Hunter Cornell, the crew chief on the Longhorn, Jay Dickens for Drake Troutman.
Devin Moran, lap 1. He'll be 10th fastest, 15.641, 15.640, a thousandth better for Drake Troutman. He'll go 10th fastest. He moves Moran back to 11th. One more time for Moran to make up a few spots on the board. Lap 2 for Moran. He'll do it. Third fastest, 15.372. Good lap for Devin Moran. Troutman, can he improve? He will not. He will stay 11th fastest. So Devin Moran third, Drake Troutman 11th. Your fastest qualifier in All-Star Performance Group B. Thursday night's winner, your defending Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, Hudson O'Neill. He goes with a 15.328. And then it's Jimmy Owens, Devin Moran, Ricky Thornton Jr., Clay Harris. Good lap for Harris, rounds out your top 5. Then Chris Madden, Kyle Bronson, Donald McIntosh, Will Harrington, and Trey Mills. But James, your overall All-Star Performance Fast qualifier tonight, a 15.146. How about it for Georgia's own Garrett Smith?
So that means in the heats 4, 5, and 6, Ben, O'Neill on the pole of heat 4. Owens heat 5, Moran heat 6. Outside, Thornton and O'Neill again be on the front row of heat number 4, then Clay Harris and Chris Madden. And as you mentioned, our All-Star Performance overall fast qualifier, Garrett Smith out of Eatonton, Georgia. Coming up next, 6:04, late model hot laps and time trials. Go ahead, Ben.
Getting word they might be looking for a drive shaft on the racetrack, which might have come off that 174 car. And you would think it'd be pretty noticeable out there, but they are out there looking for a drive shaft down in 3 and 4. As we get set for 6:04 late model qualifying, Mr. Dwayne Keith is going to be on the call for that, so we'll get Dwayne ready to rock here as the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heads back to the pit area and gets set for their heat race action. And again, we got 6:04s set to come out for qualifying, and once again, it'll be Mr. Dwayne Keith on the call.
Alrighty, thank you, Ben and James, two of the greatest up here bringing you the action here for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. The 604 late models getting ready for their part of the show, and it's going to be hot lap time trials for this fabulous, talented group of GM Performance 604 late models on their final night of race action here in Waynesville, Georgia, the Golden Isle Speedway. So while our safety crew is working over there in turns 3 and 4 to make sure the track is A-OK and ready to go, I want to thank everybody in attendance for coming out and joining us. Still a long line at the ticket booth.
Did you see Jackson High School out of the ballpark?
God, yes, there, James.
Wow. Goodness is okay. Towed out a little bit. Hopefully they'll have that car fixed. That's a good young driver, isn't it? Ocala, Florida, been running the crates, moving first full year in a super late model, and looking forward to following his success. Hey, I talked to Bam Bam earlier, Brock Pinkerhouse, right? Down there, talked to his dad, Paul. Of course, they're here running this weekend. He will make, and this is what make his super late model debut at the Firecracker at Lernerville coming up in June with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Of course, that night we'll also be running with the Rush late models at Lernerville. So get your tickets now for the Firecracker 100 coming up in June in Sarver, Pennsylvania.
Big news right there for the young man.
Late breaking news.
Yes, sir. Brock Pinkerhouse. What a huge jump he is taken into the big leagues with the open competition motor of super late models. But here we go. First car getting ready to come out for their group qualifying here in the Southern Hardwood 604 late models for their qualifying. All right, so Clay Harris, he'll be in the 18J machine. Cody Overton was the first machine out in the black number 86. Roderick Dykes, one of those East Alabama drivers, will be out there in the 5D machine. And Kerry King, he'll be in the KB car as well. I believe that number 4 machine, black and orange, normally driven by Cale Green. I believe that would be Carson Ferguson trying to pull double duty here this weekend. But Clay Harris is on top of the board, 16.380 for the Floridian, as he shows that he will be a force early out here in our Southern Hardwood GM Performance 604 late model division. Brian Stone, the race director here for our support divisions here this evening, telling the boys get up on the gas as they get going. Our very first machine out be the 44 of Grayson Brewer. 71K, that will be, I'll stand corrected there. That's Grayson Brewer. Then you will have Roger McKenzie. He'll be in the 7M machine. Ty Ellis will be joining us in the 1E machine. All right, Chester trying to pick up where he did Thursday night. Second quick up on the board, 16.384 for him. Roderick Dykes will be 5th quick into this group. Good lap right there for Roger McKenzie, 16.734, putting him 7th quick on the board. And the thriller, Brandon Miller in the XB BM machine 16906 for him as they continue to work their way around the Speedway. So Roger McKenzie right there works his way off into turns 3 and 4 in that beautiful red 7 machine. And new quick time is Chester, 16.248 for the young man here out of the coastal Georgia area. Definitely trying to pick up where he left off last Thursday night as he goes now to the top of the board over the Floridian of Clay Harris. Grayson Brewer is now 3rd quick, Cody Overton is 4th quick, and Carson Ferguson will be the 5th quick car of the evening so far. Trudging right along, we have 34 Southern Hardwood crate late models signed in for tonight's action. So Derek Dent gets underway here in that beautiful black number 18D machine. And the Magic Man, Mark Weichner, out of Middleburg, Florida. He's 4th quick up on the board with a 16.460. He's definitely going to be the one to keep your eyes on as he gets through tonight. I think that's Cameron Tribble in that black white number 1 machine as he brings it pit side and calls it a day. That is 9th quick for him as the checker flag waves here on the Southern Hardwood. GM Performance 604 machines here this evening. Cole Platt will be in that black and gold 44P as he's 9th quick up on the board with a 16.738. John Strickland to be the next machine out in that red 7S machine. The 121 of the Dublin Destroyer, Pearson Lee Williams, he gets up and rolling as well. There's the defending Southern Clash Late Model Series champion in the 71K machine of Statesboro, Georgia's own Pork Chop, Jim Rogers, and Ty Ellis is out as well in the black and green number 1 machine. White flag is out so far on the field. Carson Ferguson right now, he is 2nd quick up on the board. Pearson Lee Williams goes 8th quick as he crosses the stripe. Jordan Lockhart in the 7L machine, he will go down to 11th. A little transponder issue on some of these vehicles as we do have them responding, just don't have the names put in. Thank you so much for the call for the Enduros. Y'all are next. Let's get them in staging. All right, getting up to our next group of Southern Hardwood GM Performance 604 late models out onto the Speedway. Trent Ivey, the Union, South Carolina driver, brand new quick time, 16.159 for the G4 machine as he works his way out of turn number 4. A little bit slower, actually faster on lap number 2 as he picks it up. Continuing to knock down some quick lap times in this second group. Mark Fleischer, he came out the Floridian in the 18B machine. He is 10th quick up on the board right now here in the Southern Hardwood GM Performance 604 late model division. But Trent Ivey is now the fastest here in the Southern Hardwood stores. GM Performance 604 late models. All right, we got another one out onto the speedways. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the group. It's 34 signed in, but they are getting around and making noise. We send our next 4 machines out onto the speedway. Austin Yarbrough, third quick up on the board in the 127 machine. 16.265 for him. Trent Lloyd now done picked up the ball in this one as he's now in the fourth overall fastest spot here on our timing and scoring system. Johnny Collins, the locomotive, 20th quick as he is 20th on the board in the number 12 machine. Jeffrey Ashby will now also join in timing with the 22 and the 22nd fastest position so far. '23. 604s have taken time down to the last 10. Still some good hot rods left to time trial around the Speedway here this evening. But a great job by Austin Yarbrough in the 127. So looks like somebody brought the caution out. So we're going to give them the pickup lap. And once they get around and cross the stripe right there, that's on the number 12. Now time is underway. This is where it all matters here on this final lap to see if any of these guys are able to advance their lap times that have been previously scored at the moment. Johnny Collins did. He goes up to 15th fastest. Yarbrough still remains third on the board. And Brock Pinkerus not picking up on transponder for the Elville, New York driver. So
he already switched to the super late model. Great young talent. You've seen them all over here at the Southeast, Dwayne, in dirt late model racing. A lot of great young up-and-coming drivers.
Absolutely, James. The South is full of a lot of upcoming great talent, of course, up there around your area, as well as Indiana, Illinois, and that upper Midwest. Those guys are definitely some hot rods coming up through the ranks. But we get on to our next group of qualifiers here this evening. Cam Boyd, he goes 10th quick up on the board. How about the Carolinian? The orange 22 machine, Jeremy Steele, is now second quick up on the board. 16.237 for Jeremy Steele. Coming out of turn number 4, let's see what our number 47 machine has. That's Tom Earl III. He will be 24th quick up on the board here in our timing and scoring. And just like that, Jeremy Steele goes up to the top of the board, breaking into the 15-second barrier. 15.966 for Jeremy Steele. Wowie, oh, wow, wow. What a lap time by that young man out of South Carolina. Frequent flyer around the Cherokee Speedway, Lancaster Speedway, and many tracks around the Carolinas and here coastal Georgia. He has stepped up and now has knocked super late model hot shoe Trent Ivy down from the top spot. Getting down to the nitty gritty. Just a few cars left here in our Southern Hardwood Gym Performance 604 late models. So Jeremy Fairclough of Vidalia, Georgia in the 4F machine goes 27th quick. Mitch Fulford, he'll be 26th quick in the number 15 machine. Beckham Malone goes 10th quick up on the board in the number 23 machine. Number 6, he's 16th up on the board with a 16.550, and Beckham Malone picks it up even more as he's now 8th quick up on the board. And how about Jeremy Fairclough going 3rd quick up on the board? So the grizzled veteran out of Middle Georgia is now 3rd quick with a 16.217 for Jeremy Fairclough. Great lap for him. So I think we're going to get the Elville, New York driver, extremely young man there, I think maybe 13 or 14 years old, Brock Pinkerus in the triple five machine. And I got to give a huge shout out to Miss Michelle, one of the great promoters over there at the Waycross Motor Speedway, tuned in and watching while with her daughter, rooting on her daughter for her volleyball meet here this evening. Southern All-Stars will be in town at Waycross, Georgia on May 16th and 17th for the biggest historical weekend in super late model history there, for $3,000 and $10,000 to win respectively. So getting back up on the loud pedal, the number one machine is first out. Time to score giving me a fit now. So as they continue to work their way out of turn number 4, the 515 machine of Bubba Rolling goes up to 12th quick up on the board. Only the top 16 will lock in. Cody Overton is sitting on the 15th spot right now. Mark Fleischer will be the final car that would lock in on time here this evening, as bump qualifying is underway. All right, I think this is the last driver here in our Southern Hardwood Flooring Gym Performance 604 Late Model Division. Ellenville, New York driver Brock Pinkerus in that 555 machine, coming off a ecstatic win down there at the old Volusia County Speedway. James, I think I'm getting old, because when I start saying Volusia County instead of Volusia Speedway, yeah, it hasn't been Volusia County in almost 40 years, but here we go. Brock Pinkerus still may be having issues out of his transponder there. We'll see when he comes back around, see if we get a... Nope. This young man's going to get more laps in than anyone here tonight on qualifying. All right, so I think our scores were able to get a time. So here's our top 10. Bubba Rolling being the 515. Carson Ferguson will be 9th quick. Trent Lloyd is 8th quick. 7th quick is Beckham Malone. 6th quick is Austin Yarborough. Chester's 5th quick. Campbell is 4th quick. Jeremy Fairclough 3rd quick. 2nd quick is Trent Ivy. And Jeremy Steele will be tonight's fastest qualifier here in the Southern Hardwood 604 late models for their qualifying effort here tonight. Now we're going to get ready for our Enduro division, as they will do group qualifying as well, including many late models, and then we will go into our opening ceremonies here for the Lucas Oil Late Model Series 2024th edition of the Super Bowl of Racing. Over 30 years of tradition of the Super Bowl of Racing. Used to be traditionally ran on the actual Super Bowl date. The weekend of the Super Bowl, they would actually race that Friday and Saturday and use Sunday as a travel day to head on down to East Bay. But times have changed, but it still forever be the Super Bowl of racing. So here's our Enduro class out onto the Speedway. This is for your real lovers of classic cars and Saturday night style racing here. We have 20 Enduros signed in for tonight's action. Caution is out. All right, so transponders once again starting to plague this event, but we are good to go. Defending Georgia Rumble and Alabama State champion Justin Hart. He'll be in the red number 14 machine. Russell Waters will be in the 22W. Chase Litchfield will be in the 99T machine. And Richard Strickland will be in the 134. A lot of Cochran Motor Speedway competitors out here. Cochran and Swainsboro Raceway competitors competing here this evening here in this Enduro class. Chase Litchfield right now on top of the board, 20.085. Russell Waters is second quick on the board right now as he just advanced his time just a little more with a 23.13. Justin Hart, third quick with a 24.33. And fourth quick is Richard Strickland in the 134 machine. Y'all definitely need to be tuned in for this division later on in the program because they are going to have a all-out slobber knocker style race for this event. A big shout out to FloRacing writer and contributor Mr. Cal McFadden, representing and showing us much love here this evening. Thank you so much there, Cal. I am a constant
Isn't he a Ravens fan? Aren't you a Ravens fan, McFadden? Are you a Ravens fan? Oh, come in. Well, my deepest sympathies. They'll always be the Washington Redskins to me, right?
Me too, James. So here we go.
Belichick's still in play there in Washington, wouldn't he? Come on now.
Regardless of what you say, NFL football is still a big
It's
part
still
of our
the king,
lives.
isn't it?
It's still king
It
football.
is still king.
But all right, here we go. Paul Ledford, the number 41. He will be fifth fastest. But we got a new quick time out the number 5 of Brian Grantham with a 20.049 on that previous lap he came through. Wally Johnson is seventh quick on the board in the number 89 with a 21.179. And William Fisher will be in the 00. He is sixth quick on the board as the checkered flag falls here on Group 2 of the Enduro division. So Brian Grantham going to the top of the board with a lightning fast time, breaking the 19-second barrier here this evening. That's Douglas, Georgia's driver of Brian Grantham. Used to be a big old half-mile / 5/8 of there in Douglas, Georgia. Is now no longer with us, but part of the lost speedways category. But definitely.
What year is that Camaro? About
I'm thinking of 73 there, James.
Think so?
I think so. Think a little older?
Not sure.
Huh.
Is that a Monte Carlo? Is that a Monte Carlo nose right there,
Yeah,
number
that's
2?
a Monte Carlo nose.
Sharp-looking car.
Yes, sir. Knocking some of these guys down. Like I told you, James, a lot of classics. There you go right there. Sean Strickland of Hinesville, Georgia, in the black 07 was a Chevy Malibu. I think.
Yeah.
It was like a Malibu.
I like it.
I like it.
I like these mini late models coming out here in a little bit.
I can't wait to check them out, James, man. They're adorably fast. Adorably fast.
They're so cute, right?
Yes, sir. But they're going to put on the show as we got to see Thursday night. But update here in qualifying. Tanner Reich in the T3 machine is now third quick. Tanner, another frequent flyer out of Eden, Georgia, around the Swainsboro Raceway. Looking forward another track. I know we talk about a lot of tracks closing, but Patriots Park, formerly known as Patriots Park, now the 441 Speedway over there in Dublin, Georgia, coming back to life here in 2024, and I am so glad to see that happening. All righty. I think the 07 just kind of
Is that Kelly Bowen?
trickled out.
Remember Kelly Bowen? Miss
Yes, sir.
Kelly, 07 Kelly Bowen.
Yes, sir. Out of part of the old.
Out in Colorado.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
NCRA
Yeah.
Racing Series. I know he took a he raced on this thing when it was the big blacktop 5/8 mile
Brent
back in the
Reaper.
day. Yes, sir.
Well, may need a push. Here we go. We got some help.
He may need to get a little assistance there, James. Just a little.
I was talking to Steve Stevenson, the promoter, about these mini late models coming out. Mm-hmm. And those are specially built cars. Well, Spencer Hart, I believe, is the gentleman that is the head of that. And he said those things are 20, 25K, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They're not exactly toy price.
No,
You can't go to Toys
No,
R
they're
Us
not.
and get one of those.
They're not a Tonka toy price or a.
But definitely got some more information to share on the short mini late models here later. Shout out to the cat daddy, Clint Smith. That was at least
Is he
1974.
watching tonight?
Yes,
good,
he
good
is.
to hear from you, Cat.
Definitely. Big shout out to my good friend, the cat daddy, the voice of reason, but
The voice of reason,
he is
right?
the voice of reason.
Right?
Man, oh man. But here we go. Down to the last few Enduro Division machines. Jamie Flowers is the new entrant into the top 5 right now, but Chris Keller just goes 5th quick in the 8HR machine. Dalton Kirby in the 4K just moved up to 7th fastest so far here. And we have Miss Cheyenne Rain in the 8S machine. One of our lady drivers jumping aboard the racing action here this evening. Cheyenne Rain kind of gives me like a WWE feel to the Divas division. That actually could work out there. That is perfect. Spin cycle for the number 4 machine. And that's Chris Litchfield as he just went 2nd quick and around he goes. Wow. That's kind of, and it was the white flag lap, so it's kind of done for the rest of our competitors out onto the Speedway.
1992, the first Super Bowl of racing, Southern All-Stars. You're familiar with them.
Very.
Guess who won?
Ronnie Johnson.
Yeah. You looked at my phone, didn't you? Ronnie
No.
Johnson, yes, and then he come back and won in 93, Hava Tampa.
Yes, sir.
94 was rained out. 95, it was Blomquist, Hava Tampa. Skip Arp in 96, Mark Miner. Remember Mark Miner?
The Mad Dog.
Lived in Georgia, now back in the St.
Stockbridge.
Louis area, yeah. Freddie Smith in 98. 99 was Jack Pennington. Rick Eckert, who's here.
Yes, sir.
Crewing
Swept
for Ross
the weekend
Robinson.
that year.
Swept the weekend in 2000. Freddie. Man, we miss Freddie, don't we?
We do,
Doggone
man.
it.
A little insight about Rick Eckert on that weekend when he swept here.
Yes.
He went up to the old, well, it last known as Gresham Motorsports Park, the old Peach State Speedway up there in Jefferson, Georgia. He actually went and tested the car there on that half mile and came down and just pretty much waxed him there, James. So that's a little tidbit right there.
I love it.
Yes, sir. So we're down to our final 4 here out onto the Speedway. Up. Oh, Dougie. We got one around there in the number 41 machine. Paul Ledford. He's 11th quick here in qualifying. Stand corrected, 48. That is Drew Wentworth, 17th fastest. Drew Wentworth, good-looking race car. And shout out to all these wrap guys over the wintertime and designers that have gotten these cars sharp and looking pristine. So be sure you shout out all your wrap guys and just show them some love, because those guys take a lot to get these designs and redesigns and complaints and everything else in it. So big shout out to all the wrap guys here that are designing these beautiful paint schemes on every car out here this evening. Green flag is back out. Happy belated birthday to you, Mr. Calvin Pike. Thank you for tuning in here on FloRacing here this evening for the final night of racing here for the Super Bowl of Racing, featuring the highlight, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and the support divisions that are out here. One more division, the Sharp Mini Late Models. They'll be next, and we will go into our opening ceremonies for tonight's festivities of racing here in Waynesville, Georgia. Oh, got another one around. Turns 3 and 4. That's what I'm telling you guys. This class is going to be fun.
That is not Ronnie Johnson.
That is not Ronnie Johnson in the white number 5 machine. But that is new quick time, though. That's Brian Grantham up top. Wow. That's Blake Klauser. Blake Klauser in the 5C machine going around. Oh, there in the middle of turns 3 and 4. As he went in there and spun it back around again. Oh, my goodness. That's classic.
Hashtag Big Body Nation. What?
I think
he needs help.
Yeah, he's calling for.
I'm not sure what he's calling for.
Big Body Nation.
All right, can you give
I think
me
I'm a part of that Big Body Nation over this wintertime.
Big Body Nation.
Oh my!
I don't even. May need a hook. Is he? Well, we're going to take the hood off. Is that Clint Smith texting you, or what's going on
I need
here?
to turn it down.
I remember I used to do that. Yeah.
Oh man!
I'd have people calling me in the middle of a broadcast.
Yeah, that just throws you off. You're over here doing your job, and there goes the phone, and it's like, I know you hear me. Hey. You know, but it's all good. I definitely.
You know, that's what I would do if I was driving and I spun out twice. I would call the record. Something. I can't steer this thing. I can't turn it, right?
Right.
Give me a good excuse. Welcome back. We are back here at the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing from Golden Ospreay. There is a Dale Jarrett shirt in the house right there. The UPS 88 car. Remember that?
Robert Yates Racing.
Robert Yates Racing. Very
Yes,
good.
Sir. We'll say about early 2000s-ish.
Right.
Around about the time that was going on. When I could finally actually understand what I was watching, James. Yeah, that was be around about that time then.
Well, are we done with we still got many late models, right?
Yes, sir.
We'd like to thank all the folks at Sunoco Racefields, of course, the Sunoco Road to Wheatland again this year. We've done that for several years. Thanks to the fine folks at Sunoco Racefields. $16,000 in bonus money up for grabs for those drivers that maintain perfect attendance through the Show Me 100 at Lucas Oil Speedway Memorial Day weekend in Wheatland, Missouri. That'll pay $50,000 to win. So thanks to Sunoco Racefields. Dave Warren Power Sports coming on board this year, sponsoring our caution flags, and we'll give you all the info. And don't forget our good friends joining us on with the bike back here. Did you see the bike back here?
I did. That's incredible, Jake.
Buzz? I don't know. I think they're over there in the lineup sheet. Hopefully, the mini late models, your chance is coming up next. Buzz electric bicycles. Have you seen the one back here in the display? And we're going to be giving that away here. And the drawing will be held at Eldora Speedway for the Dirt Track World Championship on October the 19th, our final event of the year. $100,000 to win. Sorry, I missed that. Did you miss that?
I missed something as well.
6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series C races coming up, and we'll have the wonders of live streaming, right, Dwayne? Our invocation by Dwayne Keith Mike, our announcer. He'll be doing our anthem, and then we'll be ready for 6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat races coming up here in a little bit. The winner of Penske Shocks heat number 1, he will be on the Victory Fuel pole here tonight. And you've got Garrett Smith and Ross Robinson in the front row. How about that? That is
goodness.
Awesome. Heat number 2 will be Mike Marler and Tanner English. Tennessee and Kentucky going at it. Then Earnhardt Technologies Heat 3 will be Jonathan Davenport and Max Blair. Simpson Rates Products Heat 4 is Hudson O'Neill and Ricky Thornton Jr. the front row. Lucas Oil Heat 5, Jimmy Owens and Clay Harris. And heat number 6, Devin Moran and Chris Madden will make up your front row. So the winner of Heat 1 be on the pole. The winner of Heat 4 will start alongside. Are you ready, sir? How many mini late models do we have?
We have a grand total of 23 entries. We lost 2 from Thursday night due to terminal problems from the inside of those machines, but we're going to get right back to it. That's Brad Emerson, first man out of Mellon, Georgia. And there's Thursday night's winner, Ryan Brown of Statesboro, Georgia. Both of those two, like I said, no stranger to each other. Cody Overton is actually out there as well, as he pulls, I believe, triple duty now this weekend. He's in that blue 60V machine as he works his way around the Speedway. Congratulations to him and securing a full-time super late model ride as he chases a national title this year for that young man. There's Preston Beckham of Chatham, Georgia in the number 2.
That's me, the lazy life.
You too, James.
Hey, it's on now till, the end of October, my friend. I mean, we're on it.
That's it. That's Grovetown, Georgia's own Brian Funk in the 28, the long lost brother of Terry Funk.
Bringing the funk, right?
That's it, bro.
There you go.
Oh, my goodness. But, yes, we got 5.
Little Shaka Khan going on here, eh?
Oh, man, what you know about that, James?
Those are pretty good songs back a long time ago.
Yeah, so you got a little
70s, right?
Yeah, you got a little soul funk flavor into you there, James. I'm with that. I'm with all that good stuff, my friend.
So these cars, as Steve, 20, 25K. So you're thinking, hey, there you go, specialty built cars, and I think he said Spencer Hart up in North Carolina, I think, builds those cars. We need to get those up in Hoosier Land there, don't we?
Y'all do. Y'all will definitely get a kick.
Pretty cool.
Yes, sir. We do have the top 5 mini late models are locked in. The ones that are locked in right now are on the Speedway, as they will start the top 5 of the feature. The rest of them are going to qualify for the rest of their positions.
If C.J. Rayburn was still around, God rest his soul, he'd be right in on this, wouldn't he? He'd be building those. Now, he couldn't get in one because he's like 6 foot, whatever.
Jeez.
Man.
Swing Arm Nation, James. Swing Arm Nation.
Jimmy Owens went to the hot dog stand the other night. That's the famous C.J. saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Just go to the hot dog stand.
Long live C.J.
Absolutely.
And especially his innovativeness.
His grandson's here, Justin Shaw. Super Eat Solutions there. So in Whiteland, Indiana. The old Rayburn shop.
Keeping the old Rayburn name out there. Well, bloodline for sure. But as James was stating, we were looking at 25K to get you one of these Sharpman late models built. They're micro sprint inspired scale dirt late models. They utilize the GS XR600 engine which is basically a micro sprint style suspension with corner speed surpassing that of a 602 late models. They are manufactured right here in Georgia by Sharp Manufacturing, who has a very strong relationship with Mike Dicely and Hyper Racing. We handle all the boats and good stuff there. That's a little bit of feedback. These are Georgia-built machines that run across Georgia, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and all the way over in the wild, wild west of Arizona. And the age range of this division, James, 10 to 74.
I love it. 10
Wow.
to 74.
Various racing backgrounds. We got a couple of two-wheel buddies, a couple of drag racing buddies. All
How about the
joining
Black
in.
3, my friend?
Yes, sir. That'll be Cole McKeenan of Winder, Georgia. In the Dale Earnhardt Goodwrench tribute machine. Looks good. Looks real good. I hope people understand that these guys have actually ran faster lap times than that of our Enduro class and actually about beating the 602 division right now here in the qualifying.
Yeah, I was over looking at them earlier, and they're well-built machines, no doubt about it.
They are. A couple of them hit. There's that Brandon Shepard Gateway Dirt Nationals inspired machine. He's 10 years old, James. He's 10.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's something. That's Camden Harp of Portal, Georgia. Huge Sheppy fan. Only 10. Wow. I think at 10 years old, I was still trying. I was. Geez, I don't even know what was going on at 10.
That's a long time ago, right?
Yeah. Mine's getting a little foggy now, James.
Who's in the 18 car?
Number 18 machine. That'll be Chris Nation of Commerce, Georgia.
You know, he put some flames on that 18. That would be. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. How about Scott Bloomquist? He's got to have a pretty decent schedule here coming up this year.
I have seen
About March, I think, starting out. He's going to be all over the place. Several Lucas Oil races on his schedule.
That's glad to see. I think he wanted to kick off at formerly known as Friendship Speedway, Elkin, North Carolina. I think Ultimate Motorsports Park. But that could change. You never know.
You never know.
Bloomquist shows up when Bloomquist is ready. So I think this is our final group of Sharp Mini late models hitting the Speedway before we go into our openings. Ooh.
Wow.
Look at the reflexes of these.
Who's in the 79? That's not Donald McIntosh.
No, sir.
Holy cow.
Oh, man. It's just
throwing elbows
practice,
in
guys.
hot lap qualifying.
Elbows, dropping them like Ric Flair with 2 claps and a Ric Flair woo. That's Mike Crosby of Savannah, Georgia, in that black 79 machine. Definitely letting his presence known here in our Sharp Mini late model division. Actually just put down a pretty good lap. That's putting him
Is he the 74-year-old?
quick on the board.
He's not 74.
No, but he's a little younger than that one.
Get off my lawn, kids.
Get
right?
off my lawn. That's exactly it is. Oh, I can't wait to be that guy when I'm a little more further in age. Oh, Lord. But, yes, we're right there. I think that one more group. Thank you there, Mr. Ben. Well, Ben, I still think that my barber can give me the best fade game out there. Now, your fades are ice cold. I can't flex, but I think once I get all this jungle up here put in line, we can have a fade off of you see. Here we go, final group. Oh, and the caution is out. We got one around there at the bottom of 1 and 2, turning it back around. He's going to make the hard right turn into the pit area, so we'll get this final group up and out and around the Speedway. Shout out to Dustin Jarrett. Hope you feel better, my friend. I know you're still battling side effects of of an illness, and we're definitely thinking about you through all this. But concentrating on the action out here, Tim McKeenan of Savannah, Georgia, is in that beautiful blue and yellow 21M. Excuse me, blue and silver 21M. Charles Anderson of Lexington, South Carolina, piloting the number 24 machine. All these guys are basically qualifying from 6 on back to set their field, as it'll be coming out later on here in the program. So thank you to all the wonderful race fans that have stuck it out and watching with us here on FloRacing here this evening. This stellar crowd that is in the building. Checker flag coming out as we bring our Sharp Mini Late Model preliminary action to a halt. And we're going to get ready.
Do we have a fast qualifier in that group, or do we?
It's missing data.
Missing data.
Yes.
First and second here tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, Dwayne. I think that will do it for all of our hot lap qualifying for everyone. Coming up next, we'll have our pre-race ceremonies. You're watching the Super Bowl of Racing, brought to you by General Tire, Golden Isle Speedway in Brunswick, Georgia. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Heat Race is coming up next. You're watching it all live here on MAV TV on FloRacing. We'll be right back.
ARP manufactures the all fasteners from the best raw materials using cold forged technology. Family owned and made in the USA. Quality always comes first. For whatever extreme category you're in, it's always ARP-bolts.com.
New 2023 F-150s at up to $13,000 off? You bet. During Brandon Ford's Ultimate 2023 Model Year Closeout. Hundreds of F-150s at up to $13,000 off. Get special APRs like 1.9% for 72 months. Super sale volume pricing is back, baby. 90 full-size Broncos reduced to as little as $45,999. New 2023 Edges with 0% for 60 months. We're doing whatever it takes during the Ultimate 2023 Model Year Closeout at Brandon Ford and BrandonFord.com.
Here at Tuners Inc., we see cars come in with 80 horsepower all the way up to 1,500 horsepower. The goal of almost every customer in here is to pick up performance in the vehicle. They want to gain horsepower, they want to gain torque. What we have found with E3 spark plug is the quality of the plug and the way it's built. E3s are a performance plug that's going to last longer.
E3 Diamond Fire technology maximizes the fuel burn for more power and better fuel efficiency.
E3 spark plugs. What are you running?
ARP, the ultimate fasteners for racing in the dirt. With high horsepower demands, ARP delivers maximum clamping force and performance. When failure on the dirt is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or Monster Jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
How do I become a mechanic? How do I become a driver? How do I drive monster trucks? And here at UNOH, there's pathways for everything.
The fact there's a school you can go to for racing is just a little bit insane, but it's very cool because it gives kids like me the opportunity to chase that dream.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by General Tire. For whatever you do, General Tire delivers. By Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. Welcome back to the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing here tonight at Golden Isle Speedway. An excellent crowd on in there tonight. Night number 3. And last night was rained out, washed out, will not be made up. And again, we'll be back here towards the end of March. We'll tell you about the end of February, rather, with the High Limit Sprint Car Series. And we'll give you more details on that later. Coming up, we'll have our pre-race ceremonies. All right. So we'll be ready to go here. 6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Heat Races will follow our pre-race. If everyone will please rise, remove your caps. Mr. Dwayne Keith with our invocation here tonight at Golden Isles.
We ask for you to please rise. And we respectfully ask for you to remove any caps, any type of headwear, do-rags of the sort. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come again under your presence, Lord God. Lord God, we're asking you to keep your hands wrapped around all of our drivers, fans, and crews. There are many dangers that we may not know of that can come upon us, and with your guided light and your helping hand, you would keep us safe from harm, Lord God. Lord God, thank you for providing a great atmosphere for all of us to be able to come together under your presence to celebrate and fellowship at the very thing that we love most, and that's here at the racetrack, Lord God. And Lord God, we ask you to please keep those that are going through a storm, trying to scale a mountain, that with your help, they will be able to reach their end goal in what that you have for destined for them to be. And for those that have not got the opportunity to know you, that you will come upon them in a mighty way, that they will cry out your name and acknowledge you as our Lord and Savior. May all these things be done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by house announcer Mr. Mike Foreman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great job tonight by Mr. Foreman. And James, it is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday night. We are down here in southern Georgia, and it's the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing. It's time for 6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat races. And up first is going to be Penske Shocks heat race number 1. James, who's starting on the front row of this one?
And the winner of this one, Ben Shelton, will be on the Victory Fuel pole here tonight at Golden Isles. It'll be Garrett Smith, former dirt track world champion, your overall fast qualifier tonight. Out of Eaton, Georgia, and Ross Robinson is tonight. He gets his first national touring win. He's out of Georgetown, Delaware in 7.
Starting inside of row 2, National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer, first time here in 18 years. It's Dale McDowell out of Chickamauga, Georgia in the 17M, and to his outside, the 2022 O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year from Las Cruces, New Mexico, Garrett Alberson in car 58.
Cody Overton, his first full year in a dirt late model for Dave Stein, TriStar Promotions. He's out of Thompson, Georgia, 97, and Rick Boom Briggs. Can he get his first national touring win tonight? He's out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, 99B.
And your final 3 starters will look like this. Starting inside of row 4, it's 4-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion out of Jacksonville, Florida, the Hurricane Earl Pearson Jr. in the 46. And starting alongside a potential O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender here with the Lucas Oil Series in 2024 from Hanover, Pennsylvania, the 93 of Corey Lawler. James, your final starter. He left the ballpark. He drove back into the ballpark, and now he starts on the back of Penske Shocks heat number 1. It's Jackson Heiss out of Ocala, Florida in the 388. 9 cars, 8 laps, and we're looking for 9 of them. Looks like Jackson Heiss may be a scratch for the rest of the night. He doesn't make the call. And as you said it, the winner of this one will start in the Victory Fuel flavored electrolyte water pole position for tonight's 60 lap, $25,000 to win General Tire Super Bowl of Racing finale.
Is tonight a possibility for an upset? When you look at these heat race lineups who are on the front row, you got that heat 4 with O'Neill and Thornton, but other than that, going to be interesting here.
Yeah, and you go back to Thursday night, and a couple of guys that didn't play real nice, they're on the front row of this one. They had a little meet and greet in the pit area afterwards. At least some of their crew did. So we're going to see if they play nice here as the Dave Warren Power Sports yellow lights are turned out. The Brandon Ford pace truck pulls to the infield down the back straightaway. James out of turn number 4, bring us to the green flag for Penske Shock's heat number 1.
At the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone, the first of 6. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series He races tonight. The top 3 advance. The winner is on the victory fuel pole. Here we go. Ben Shelton, Smith, and Robinson down the straightaway.
Garrett Smith to the inside. Ross Robinson to the outside. They work off into turns 1 and 2. And Smith right up in front of Robinson. Smith's your leader, James.
Into turn number 3. Cody Mallory, the crew chief on the 10. Scott Smith owns that car. As now the sun has gone down. Moisture coming up. A lot of rain here last night as they entered the turn number 1. Smith out in front, the 2022 Dirt Track World Champion. Into turn 3, there's the battle there between Alberson and Cody Overton.
Alberson holds on to that third and final transfer, but Overton turning up the wick in the TriStar Engine and Machine 97 at the line. It's Alberson holding on to it. Out front, though, working lap 3. Garrett Smith has set sail over Ross Robinson.
Garrett Alberson, a good run here last night. As he goes into turn 3, back for his 3rd full season of duty here on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Garrett Smith still leads Robinson, Alberson, Cody Overton, and Dale McDowell off at turn number 2. Garrett Smith looking good at car number 10.
Cody Overton's changed up his line. He's moved lower on the racetrack, trying to find a way around Garrett Alberson. He's got 4 laps to figure it out this time at the line. 4 down, 4 to go. It's been all Garrett Smith so far. Georgia leading the way over Delaware and New Mexico, with Georgia on the outside looking in, and Cody Overton, he rides back and forth.
How about the job again on this track? Grady Lloyd, one of the best in the business. Steve Stevenson, our promoter, doing a fabulous job here this weekend, and Garrett Smith looking good for that victory fuel pole in car number 10. $100,000 a few years ago in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Yeah, if you've got one Lucas Oil win to your credit, that's a good one to have, James. The Dirt Track World Championship and a $100,000 payday. Just 2 laps remain. The lead last time by was 1.4 seconds. This time at the line, 1.7 as Garrett Smith's got that number 10 on dig here tonight.
The Barons 1 lap to go coming up for the youngster. Out of Eatonton, Georgia, as he comes off a turn 4, the Terminal Maintenance Construction Atlanta Paving number 10 car. 1 lap away from sitting on the pole. He still has to go to the UNOH scales, though.
Very important. In second, Ross Robinson. Alberson closes in on him, running out of time. Meanwhile, Cody Overton looks like he's going to be heading off into a B main. Is off of turn 4. Checkered flag is out. The winner of Penske Shock's heat number 1. Garrett Smith in the 10. Coming home second, Ross Robinson. Your third and final transfer will go to Garrett Alberson with Cody Overton, Dale McDowell, Earl Pearson Jr., Boone Briggs, Corey Lawler, and Jackson Heiss headed off to B main action here tonight. Coming home in your third and final transfer, it'll be Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 58. Second will go to Ross Robinson out of Georgetown, Delaware. And your winner out of Eatonton, Georgia, the Atlanta Paving and Concrete, Senior Life Construction, Terminal Maintenance Construction, VP Racing, Fuel, Boswell Oil, Vic Hill Powered Rocket XR1, Garrett Smith. James, he is going to be on the victory fuel pole here tonight.
And he's waiting to do an interview with you. He stopped here, but
I know. There's only one of me here tonight, James.
Look at this crowd. Look at this crowd. Look at this crowd, Benji. Not bad at all.
I love it. I love it.
All right, Summit Racing Equipment heat number 2. It'll be the 157. It'll be Mike Marlar. He is in the Skyline Motorsports entry out of Winfield, Tennessee. And Tanner English, the Viper Risk Management 96 feet BMF chassis out of Benton, Kentucky.
All that mud in the infield, I don't know that I would have got to the front straightaway. Row 2 will be Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois in the B5. The Longhorn Factory entry into his outside. It'll be Dalton Wilson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina in the 18D.
Former Dirt Track World Champion. It'll be Dennis, Dirt Track Dream winner, Dirt Late Model Dream winner, Dennis Herb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois in 28. And on the outside of him will be Daniel Adam atop O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender, the 75 out of Wade, North Carolina.
Starting inside of row 4, another potential O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender this year, Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida, the 17 SS, and the 81J of Jack Riggs out of Nolensville, Tennessee. 8 cars, 8 laps. This is Summit Racing Equipment heat number 2. Winner, this one starts third here tonight. And if Dennis Herb Jr. goes on to win the Dirt Track World Championship this year, we're going to say it was a prophetic statement back on January 27th when you said he was a Dirt Track World Champion.
He runs good at Eldora, doesn't he?
He's a dream winner. I mean, yeah.
And everybody on the outside, they've always parked on the outside. I mean, I don't know. It took us about an hour and a half to get out of the pits last night. There's so many people in the pits, and all these cars here. There are people everywhere. All right, Mikey Marlar. Looking to run again the full-time tour this year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, hooking up with Greg Bruning, Skyline Motorsports, Tanner English. He hopes to get back on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series tour as well. 2020 Rookie of the Year. And then, of course, you have Brandon Shepard and Dalton Wilson in row number 2. The winner starts inside row 2. Top 3 advance here in Summit Racing Equipment heat number 2 at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Start Zone. Ben Shelton, we are underway.
Marlar and English on the loud pedal, 8 laps the distance, top 3 to the main event. Marlar takes him off into 1 and 2, 3 wide from a second spot. That might not work. Hang on, Tanner English hard into the turn 1 and 2 wall. And that BMF race car, you got to think that was a good chance to bend a clip on the back of that thing, as he will draw the Dave Warren Power Sports caution. And James, that was a hard hit for the driver out of Benton, Kentucky. Oh, man, you hate to see that as they are checking on him. He's moving around in the cockpit. He's got his helmet off. But tough break for the Viper Risk Management entry, and getting word he is okay up there, James. You see him climbing out of the race car. He is not real happy, but he is okay as he's going to get out and take a look at that race car. And, man, tough hit up there.
He's not even going to look, is he? He knows it.
They
go 3 wide into turn 1, entering the corner, and we'll show you here on the replay here on MAV TV on FloRacing as English checks out the car.
Well, they come to the green flag out of turn 4, and it's all good right now, but when they got off into the corner, chaos broke loose. Marlar gets a great start, and Dalton Wilson and Brandon Shepard and Tanner English, and a little bit of a tail whip maybe from the 18. Yeah, Dalton Wilson, just 3 cars going for the same piece of real estate, and bad break for Tanner English. That's Sean and Lisa Martin, number 96. And he's kind of walking down. He's letting know who he thinks the champ is. Tells him good job. I think it was very sarcastic, but we'll pretend like it wasn't, as that car will go off on the hook. And James didn't have the best of luck back on Thursday night, and tonight, not the run he needed. Now, we talked about it. Officially 12 points events, actually 11 after we rained one out last night. Only your best 6 count. Yes, do you want to leave here and not have a good points night and be putting all your eggs into the basket for the last 3 tracks? No, you don't.
Right.
But you can do it. You still got a chance,
right.
and that is a beauty of the way the points work for Speedweeks for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
And, of course, the top 14 last year all had perfect attendance, so they will be eligible for provisionals and emergency provisionals as well through Speedweeks, through the Golden Isles, the second trip here coming up next month. But still gives you a shot here. I like that. It's been, I think, 9 the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We always have a rain out or 2, so hopefully we got that out of our system.
Hopefully that was the last one. And we sure don't need to have an East, but we don't want to rain out at Ocala or Alltech. But, man, with just 6 to go at East Bay, we definitely don't want to give one of those up. So hopefully we've had our only rain out we're going to have. As James, we're going to be off tomorrow and Monday, but then Tuesday and Wednesday, Ocala Speedway. They've made a lot of changes over their new name, new surface. Looking forward to that. And then next Friday and Saturday will be at Alltech Raceway. And then, of course, the week after that, Monday through Saturday, last 6 V1 Winter Nationals events at East Bay Raceway Park.
And then back here, Golden Isles on the 23rd and 24th of February with the High Limit Sprint Car Series, 10,000 to win on Friday night, 20,000 on Saturday night.
So, James, if you're under 16 years old, you cannot be driving a motorcycle or a side-by-side. If you're under 16, you cannot be doing that, and there's roughly 8,000 side-by-sides in the pit area. So
at least. So the Dave Warren Power Sports first caution of the night is for the Benton, Kentucky driver, the 2020 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year.
Man, that was a hard lick, James. Yeah, I hate to see that.
That wall's not very tall either, as we saw Jackson Heiss go out of here back in qualifying. So hopefully Tanner English, they may have to roll out the backup car. All right, here we go. We're going to go green on the Nutrient Ag Solutions Restart Zone. No laps in the books here in Summit Racing Equipment, heat number 2 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Ben.
And now to be Marlar and Shepard, your front row as they come to the green flag, and we'll see if turns 1 and 2 go better. Marlar, a good start. Shepard, a good start. Man, this racetrack's faster tonight. Marlar to the lead. Wilson in second, but here comes Sheppy down the back straightaway.
The Hoist B5. Randall Edwards on the crew chief. The defending dirt track world champion as Wilson slides up the track, down the straightaway, coming on the bottom. Here comes Dennis Erb Jr.
Wilson's got the 3rd spot. Erb's right there with him out front. Marlar's set sail. They had a Vic Hill engine back in on Thursday night. Said it was lapped out, though, so they put in a Clements here tonight, and he's letting her eat around the top side of this 4/10 mile oval, and he's got a solid lead right now over Brandon Shepard, 1.1 seconds with 2 laps down, 6 to go, James.
Mike Marlar, reason he's going to run the series, he was going to come to a lot of them races anyway in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and you're running for over a $1 million point fund, $200,000 to win the championship. The only driver to win the Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals 3 times. The Winfield, Tennessee driver down the back straightaway looking good.
Shepard in second. On your screen, though, the battle for third. Dalton Wilson coming into your living room in the 18th, 7th in last year's series standings. Dennis Erb Jr. is right there with him. That is the battle for the final transfer. James, we are halfway home. 4 down, 4 to go in Summit Racing Equipment Heat 2.
I was a little worried there in time trials. It looked like it might be streaking up top. But I tell you what, that looks good as the moisture is coming back up through there from top to bottom. Marlar continues to show the way. B-Shep trying to catch him down the main straightaway. 3 to go. There's the battle there between Dalton Wilson and Dennis Erb Jr. for the final transfer spot here in heat number 2.
This racetrack is so fast, and yeah, I think it bled back through a little bit. It definitely had got a lot slicker and blacker down 3 and 4. I think some of the narrow tires on the Enduros brought it back, the moisture back through. Right now, though, Jack Riggs out of the party. James Marlar down the back straightaway. He'll race back to the white flag.
1.6 seconds the advantage off of turn 4 for the veteran driver to Winfield, Tennessee. He will start inside row number 2. If he can go to the UNO8 scales and clear that out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, Ben.
Final time down the back straightaway, off into turns 3 and 4. Comfortable win here in Summit Racing Equipment for the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marlar in the 157. He heads off to the main event. He'll start third. He takes Brandon Shepard with him, and your third and final transfer will be Dalton Wilson with Dennis Erb Jr., Daniel Adam, Brendan Smith, Jack Riggs, Tanner English all heading off to a B main here tonight.
3 will go to the UNO8 scales to make it official. So 3 more into the show. Earnhardt Technologies, heat number 3, as we roll this program right through. Again, $25,000 to win tonight. Want to make sure we get everything in for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. I know the 602, 604s, the mini late models, the Enduros are going to put on a great show as well as Shepard and then Dalton Wilson to make their way to the UNO8 scales, Ben.
So it's time now for Earnhardt Technologies heat number 3. Winner of this one will start 5th in the main event. 8 laps the distance. Top 3 are going to move off to the main event. It'll be Jonathan Davenport starting on the pole. 3-time series champion out of Blairsville, Georgia. 4th in last year's standings. The 49, and to his outside, the 111 of Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year in the 111.
Pretty good heat race, isn't it?
That's a lot of good cars in this one.
Tim McCready, 2-time Lucas Oil champion. Ben, he's out of Watertown, New York, the Paler Motorsports car. And Brandon Overton has dominated here the last couple of years. He's out of Evans, Georgia, the Wells & Sons Motorsports 76.
Starting inside of row 3, made the move to this car after the Dirt Track World Championship last year. Spencer Hughes out of Meridian, Mississippi in the 19M. And to his outside, up-and-coming young talent out of Rincon, Georgia, it'll be Hayden Cowan in the 214.
Your final row will be Jason Riggs. He's out of College Grove, Tennessee, the 81. And Bob Gardner, Washington, Illinois, his hometown, in the 4G cars. You see the crews making their way to the infield in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Who could we get if we'd have to do a Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit report in the heat?
Well, by the feature, I'm going to be down there, and Michael Rigsby's actually up here with us. He's going to be joining you for the MAV TV, the tape-delayed portion for the MAV TV network. And yeah, that I'm more concerned about how I'm going to get to the infield as I look at this. I think people don't realize how much it rained on Thursday and how it rained on Friday.
Oh, wow.
And Tiffany's taking swings at me in our ear. But hey, how about the front row of this one? 75 career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series wins on the front row. The pole sitter has 74 of them, though. But Max Blair alongside got his first ever win last year at Lernerville during the Firecracker.
Yeah, that new team for him, Centerline Motorsports, coming out of the crate ranks in their first year in a super late model. Blair will be back running with us. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. Man, McCready and Overton. Only 3 is going to advance out of this as 8 cars start. Earnhardt Technologies, heat number 3 at the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Jonathan Davenport and Max Blair at the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone.
And in the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone, the Nutrient Ag Solutions 49 brings us to McCready, but he's got company. Here comes McCready to the inside. Blair will step to the outside of McCready, out of 2 down the back straightaway. Blair over the cushion. Hang on to it, Max. He arcs and sparks off the backstretch wall and somehow saves it, but he'll fall back to 5th. Lap number 1 out front.
Wow.
It's going to be Jonathan Davenport. You got your money's worth out of lap 1, James.
Side by side for second as they go into turn number 1 between McCready and the 76er Brandon Overton. He'll do let out down the back straightaway as Davenport pulls away. Off at turn 4, Overton working that bottom. They slide out of 4. Who's going to get second? Give it to Brandon Overton.
Wow, at the line, Overton by 100th of a second over McCready. McCready now battles back to the outside, out of 2 down the back straightaway. That's a heck of a battle right now for position 2, and they got a straightaway over 4th place runner Max Blair. As Overton to second, McCready back to 3rd. Davenport leads the way. James, how did Max Blair save it on lap 1?
I don't know, but how about that race the other night with Shepard and Davenport dueled it outside beside for most of the race. Overton to McCready, a good show there. And now Overton, can he catch Jonathan Davenport? Off of turn 4, down the straightaway, halfway here in heat number 3.
We are 4 down, 4 to go, and the winner of this one will start 5th in tonight's main event. Davenport setting sail. He was second back on Thursday night, and that might be the happiest I've seen Jonathan Davenport at Speed Weeks in a long time. I think he knows he's got a really good race car in 2024.
Yeah, did not get off to a good start last year. Wound up 4th in the final championship points run as they come out of turn number 2. Brandon Overton second, McCready, Blair, and Riggs. Boy, Max Blair, I mean, he got up there and got that quarter panel on the wall and cut across there. And a great job of driving by everybody involved to miss him.
Meanwhile, Jonathan Davenport works down the back straight. We're working lap number 7. Brandon Overton last time by 1.2 seconds back. They race back to the white flag out of turn 4. One more time around the Speedway here in Earnhardt Technologies Heat 3.
Barrett's 1 to go lap. 3 of the best in the business in dirt late model racing. Jonathan Davenport, Brandon Overton, and Tim McCready. They stay that way. They'll move to the big 25K to win race here tonight.
Off turn number 4, the winner of Earnhardt Technologies Group Heat 3, Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. Second will go to Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia. And New York's Tim McCready in 3rd. Pennsylvania's Max Blair in 4th, with Jason Riggs, Spencer Hughes, Hayden Cowan, and Bob Gardner rounding out your field. Your 3rd and final transfer in Earnhardt Technologies Group Heat 3 out of Watertown, New York, going to be Tim McCready. Second to Evans, Georgia driver Brandon Overton with 76. And your winner out of Blairsville, Georgia, Jonathan Davenport, the Nutrient Ag Solutions, Fast Shafts, Donna Gross Seat, Lucas Oil Products, AC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive Group, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Midwest Sheet Metal. And he's got a Clements Power Plant under the hood of the Longhorn here tonight. He'll go after his 75th career win from the 5th starting spot. James, it's time for Simpson Race Products Heat number 4 for the outside front row.
Absolutely. And on the pole will be the defending Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series National Champion, the reigning World 100 winner. Thursday night's winner will be Hudson O'Neal, the Valvoline Rocket number 1 out of Martinsville, Indiana. And the Big River Steel SSI Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Coltman Farms 20 RT out of Martinsville, Indiana. It'll be Ricky Thornton Jr.
Row number 2 is going to look like this on the inside out of Brandon, Florida. The 40B of Kyle Bronson, and to his outside, the 14 Junior. Last year's Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year from St. Augustine, Florida. It's Trey Mills.
Row 3 will be Matt Cosner, the driver. He's out of Ridgely, West Virginia. The 66C in Turbo, Tyler Erb, the number 1. And the best performance entry out of New Waverly, Texas.
Your last 2 starters will be the Skyline Motorsports, number 16 of Tyler Bruning out of Decorah, Iowa. He'll start 7th. And to his outside from Lebanon, Missouri, Brennan Willard and the Willard Quarries, number 3. 8 cars here in Simpson Race Products Heat 4. And again, James, the all-important front row starting spot, outside front row. Who is going to join Garrett Smith outside front row? Huddy got it done back on Thursday night, and right now he's trying to give himself a really good starting spot tonight, but you got RTJ alongside. All these heat races are stacked. It just says a lot about the caliber of competition here this weekend.
Get them on that main event. We'll have 2 B mains tonight. We'll take the top 2, and we'll settle up on provisionals after that. By the way, coming up after the 6th Lucas Oil heat race, 602 B mains. 602 B mains drivers, be ready to go. Bronson had a good run the other night.
He did.
Failed the droop rule, and well, he didn't fail it, but he was off by how much he
I
was.
think 3/4 of an inch.
And it moved him back a row, and he still won the heat race over Dale McDowell. And a good run here for Bronson the other night.
Well, and of course, Bronson, his uncle Wayne Hammond, and Brandon Ford, they sponsor our pace truck. It pulls to the infield.
Right.
And leading the way in this one's going to be Hudson O'Neal and Ricky Thornton Jr. 8 laps. Winner gets outside front row for tonight's 60-lapper.
At the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone, we are underway. The 4th heat of the night, a pivotal 4th heat race into turn 1.
Oh,
2 of the best in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neal down the back straightaway into turn 3.
The SSI Motorsports 20 RT leads the way over the Rocket 1 Racing number 1. Lap 1 to Thornton Jr., 2nd to Huddy, 3rd. Here comes Turbo. He'll take the spot from Bronson.
How about Turbo? Tyler Erb, last year's Gateway Dirt Nationals winner back in 2022. Meanwhile, Thornton trying to track down the win here for the outside of the front row. Here comes O'Neal. O'Neal got his 25th win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series here on Thursday night. Thornton entered last year with 5 wins, right? 5 wins.
Yes,
won
sir.
23 times, 28 now. Unbelievable. There's the battle. Good battle for the lead. Good battle for third and fourth, Ben.
Yeah, man, I tell you, racetrack's really coming to life. They're starting to use a lot more of it. Huddy is right there with Thornton, but Thornton's doing what he's got to do. Meanwhile, Tyler Erb sits in third. Back and forth, it's Bronson. In the fifth spot, Matt Cosner, Trey Mills, Tyler Bruning, and Brennan Willard round out your field. James, at the line, we're halfway home. 4 down, 4 to go.
Hudson O'Neill trying to win 3 in a row. He won last Saturday night at Volusia. Then he won here on Thursday night. Down the back straightaway, Ricky Thornton Jr. coming off that Chili Bowl. Did not make it, but he had a good run there as they come out of turn number 4. Down the straightaway, O'Neill has a beat on him at turn 1, Ben Shelton.
Yeah, Huddy actually took about a 10th off of RTJ's lead that time by, but down the back straightaway, catching him and passing him, as our friend Dustin Jarrett would say, 2 different things. Back in third, it's Tyler Erb. Fourth is Bronson. And the battle's heating up for the lead with 2 to go.
Almost. It is a car length into turn 1. They'll have the Barretts 1 lap to go next time around. O'Neill briefly pulled to the inside of Thornton. Is he setting him up, Ben, here? As they'll head to the white flag, as Thornton now protects the turf through the middle of the field out of turn 4.
The Barretts want to go white flag in the air, and Thornton a good run as he'll stretch it off into turns 1 and 2. Out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, Ricky Thornton Jr., your leader here in Simpson Race Products 4. Off into turns 3 and 4 for the outside front row here tonight. Who's it going to be? Out of Martinsville, Indiana, both of them, but it's going to be Ricky Thornton Jr. taking the win. Fellow resident of Indiana is going to be Hudson O'Neill. He'll go in second, and third out of New Waverly, Texas, Tyler Erb, Kyle Bronson, Matt Cosner, Trey Mills, Tyler Bruning, and Brennan Willard head off to the B main.
Good run by Tyler Erb. Started in 6th, got up to 3rd to go to the UNOH scales to make it official. Tyler Erb grabbing 3rd, 2nd Hudson O'Neill, and there's your winner, the 20 RT Ricky Thornton Jr. In that Hoka Trucking, Big River Steel, Coltman Farms, 20 RT Clements powered Longhorn for Todd and Vicky Burns. SSI Motorsports out of Morgantown, Indiana.
James, it's now time for Lucas Oil Heat number 5. Winner of this one will start 5th here tonight. And a driver that was a heat race winner back on Thursday, trying to keep the magic alive here tonight. Out of Newport, Tennessee, 4-time series champion, the 20 of the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens. And to his outside, this young man's been impressive so far this weekend. Out of Jupiter, Florida, in car 6, it's Clay Harris.
Donald McIntosh and Billy Hicks's double nickel 79. He's out of Dawsonville, Georgia. Drake Troutman looking to make a run in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania in the 70.
Starting inside of row 3, New London, North Carolina, is Carson Brown, the 15-year-old in the 28B, and to his outside, out of Lebanon, Missouri, an O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender this year, a 5-time Mars champion, a 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. It's Tony Jackson Jr. in the 25.
What can Brian Shirley do in that Team Zero Bloomquist car? He starts inside row 4 out of Chatham, Illinois, and Stephen Roberts in the 111 out of Sylvester, Georgia. Here in Lucas Oil Heat number 5. Owens was impressive the other night. He ran in the top 3 for a long time, ended up in 6th. And Clay Harris made his first Lucas Oil A main. He'd only been once, and that was at the East Bay reopening, if you recall, and he was in a crate car that night.
Now, he looks strong. There's a lot of young talent in this one. We talked about Clay Harris. You got Drake Troutman out there in this one, Carson Brown, and Donald McIntosh. Who would have thought we'd be to a point where McIntosh is a veteran now? But you got all these young kids coming into the sport, James. Well, we have turned out the Dave Warren Power Sports yellow lights. This is Lucas Oil Heat Race number 5. We'll come to the green flag in the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone off turn 4.
Brandon Ford Pace Truck makes his way to the infield. 4-time series champion, 80 career wins, Jimmy Owens. Clay Harris on the outside. We are underway at the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone in the Lucas Oil Late 100 Series. Seat number 5 here at Golden Isles.
Jimmy Owens second all-time on the all-time winning list. Oh, hang on, Stephen Roberts, 4-wheel free slot. That's going to draw a Dave Warren Power Sports caution flag on the Speedway. We'll rack them and stack them and try it again, as that is not going to work. So getting them lined back up. Bad break there as we saw the 111 of Stephen Roberts go around.
Remember Owens a year ago had that Longhorn out here and got in that wreck and messed it up, didn't he? And then they went back to Rockets and all that, but Owens trying to give it a run.
Owens got his first ever Schaefer's Oil Southern Nationals title last year, too. 4-time winner last year. As we will try it again in the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone, it's Jimmy Owens, Clay Harris, looking good, coming to the green flag off turn 4. This is Lucas Oil Heat 5. We're underway.
Bert Owens, his brother, crew chiefing on that number 20 car. Jimmy Owens, Vic Hill Power Plant under the hood, down the back straightaway. You saw Vic in the pits, right?
I did.
He could change that motor by himself, couldn't he? He's like, about to turn 4 comes Donald McIntosh on the bottom. Down the straightaway. How about Donald McIntosh?
How about right now? Out front, you got a Rocket leading the way over a double nickel race car as they work out a 2 down the back straightaway. And the Billy Hicks Racing entry up to second. Back in third, Clay Harris. But out front, it is all Jimmy Owens, and Carson Brown will draw the Dave Warren Power Sports caution as he spins it out over in turn number 2. And James, we've already seen as many Dave Warren Power Sports cautions in this one as we've had the rest of the night combined so far.
So Carson Brown, flat left front tire, makes it back to the pit area in that 28 car.
All right, so we're going to see the FloRacing instant replay, and I think Stephen Roberts may have been correlated to this one as whoop. Ooh, little right side romance there, as our buddy Jerry Van Sickle would say, and Carson Brown goes around, kisses the tire at the bottom of turn number 2.
Did we get, yes, we got 1 lap in the books. We'll go Delaware double file restart. Since we're in the South Dixie double file restart, how about Donald McIntosh back with Billy Hicks? And I know they had talked, there might be a possibility after Speed Weeks, they might decide to run this.
I know Donald would love to.
Yes.
And
Billy Hicks said, hey, I'm getting up in age, and before I quit, we want to do a national tour again. Wouldn't it be great to have Jimmy Owens back?
Oh, it would be very cool to have all those guys. And shout out to Benji Hicks, Billy Hicks' nephew, builds those double nickel race cars. And right now, McIntosh has got it in a transfer spot. Don't look now, though. Clay Harris gets a great restart, and he's going to peek a nose to the outside of McIntosh. Good battle for second, out of 2, down the back straightaway as they chase Jimmy Owens. And how about that? Clay Harris up to second.
I'll tell you, Brian Green, he is awesome as a crew chief. As they come out of turn number 4 in Brian Green's car, Clay Harris goes to second in car number 6. Troutman running in 4th as we've got 2 laps. Is it 2 laps in the books here in heat number 5? 2
in the books. They come around to complete lap number 3, and Jimmy Owens right now. James, the way the track is racing down in 3 and 4 reminds me of Pittsburgh a little bit, where it gets really wide and they skate through there. You got a little bit of more of a cushion down in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, it is slick pretty much to the wall.
I tell you, Jimmy Owens, this is vintage Jimmy Owens here. He was the dirt draft hot lap fastest car the other night. And right now, looking to start on the outside of row number 2 here tonight. Again, the second all-time winningest driver in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And Jimmy Owens, a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Down the straightaway, looking good here tonight.
Yeah, he's chomping on the gum here tonight. He got a hot dog after he won a heat race on Thursday night. He might get some nachos tonight and see if that's the key to victory lane. Meanwhile, behind them, Clay Harris sits in the second spot, and we briefly saw McIntosh look to the inside, couldn't quite get there. James, this time by 2 to go, and Owens is checked out and gone.
This is his kind of track.
I
mean, it's slick from top to bottom. It's not hammered down. It's not have a big 12-foot cushion. As he goes into turn number 3, and he has looked better than just about anybody else here tonight in a heat race at the Barrett's. 1 to go for Jimmy Owens.
Final time around the Speedway for the Kohler Motorsports number 20. Clay Harris about to make it in out of the heat for the second night in a row. And back in third, McIntosh looks good. Shirley's battling back and forth with Troutman, but an eternity in front of them. The checkered flag is out. The winner of Lucas Oil Heat 5, Jimmy Owens in the 20. Second will go to Clay Harris, the Florida driver, in the 6. Donald McIntosh, the Georgia driver, comes home in 3rd. Then it'll be Drake Troutman, followed across the line by Brian Shirley. They'll head off to the B main along with Tony Jackson Jr. and Stephen Roberts. So coming up in the 3rd spot out of Dawsonville, Georgia, Donald McIntosh in the 79. Second will go to Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida in the 6. And your winner out of Newport, Tennessee, the Kohler Motorsports, Reese Monument Company, Tim Short Automotive Group, Ramirez Motorsports, Capital Waste, Georgia Arms Ammunition, Red Line Oil, Midwest Sheet Metal, all sponsors on that Vic Hill-powered rocket chassis for Jimmy Owens. Last year, James, he didn't go to Lucas Oil Victory Lane. He's going to try to change that here tonight, though.
Yeah, that ended a streak of, 16 years in a row he had won it. I won a race in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt. 602B main, 602B main drivers start making way to the staging area. All right, there's no 602B mains. Fair enough. Just roll right in here, won't we?
I mean, just keep it rolling. All right, let's get set for Lucas Oil Heat Race number 6. And you know what? 602s, don't get ready for those B mains. We're going to race all of you. How about those apples?
We're going to put them all in the feature. I think 27 or 29 of them. Hey, I love it. Lucas Oil Heat number 6, Benji. It'll be Devin Moran, the 99, last year's runner-up in the Lucas Oil Series out of Dresden, Ohio. And Chris Smokey Madden, the 44, out of Gray Court, South Carolina.
There's only a couple people who call me Benji, and when I'm standing behind you, and Michael Rigsby and you, I'll let it go, James. I'll let it slide. Now everybody's going to call me Benji. I shouldn't have said that. Row 2 will be Will Harrington out of Hawkinsville, Georgia. We're having a good time with the 14X. The 19R of Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa.
Nodorf, he's out of Ritter, South Dakota in 76, and Mark Whitener in the 5 out of Middleburg, Florida.
And your final starters will be Dylan McCowan, last year's Lucas Oil MLRA Rookie of the Year out of Urbana, Missouri in the 8, and the 174 of Ethan Dotson, the mod graduate out of Bakersfield, California. And I tell you what, we can't wait for Tuesday at Ocala. Dustin Jarrett, he's going to be back with us. He'll be 1,000,000% by then. And DJ,
1,000,000%.
we know you're watching. We know it's eating you alive to be, but we cannot wait to have you back on Tuesday, brother.
We miss you and love you.
Yes, sir.
I heard him call you that a couple of times.
He does, but he stole that from Rigsby. I blame Rigsby.
Well, Troy Aikman has arrived behind me, so he'll be doing my color commentary here on the broadcast. We come out of turn 4. It is at the Nutrinac Solutions start zone. Devin Moran and Chris Madden into turn 1.
Oh, my goodness. As Moran's going to let it slip up, but to his outside. Here comes Madden, and Madden a monster head of steam. He'll take him off into 3 and 4. Lucas Oil Heat Race 6. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Drag race back to the line, and it's going to be Chris Madden.
I'll tell you, this racetrack is getting a lot sportier as we go through the night. Chris Madden, 18 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Down the back straightaway, that Dryden 44 over the Big River Steel Lazy Days RV 99. Good battle off at turn 4, been at the line.
Yeah, it continues to be Madden, but I tell you what, Moran's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him. Back in 3rd, it continues to be Ryan Gustin. He didn't have a great run back on Thursday night, but he's looking pretty good right now. And Blair Nodorf looking pretty sporty. He sits in 4th. He's pedaling as fast as he can, trying to get to Gustin. James, 3 in the books, 5 to go, and it's Smokey leading the way.
The Ice Bowl winner, Ryan Gustin for Todd Cooney Motorsports, a team based in Des Moines, Iowa, down the back straightaway with the Marshalltown, Iowa driver. Winner at East Bay last year. Meanwhile, it's still Madden, about 4 or 5 car lengths off at turn 4 down the main straightaway at the halfway mark in the final heat of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Tell you what, as Moran gives a little bit away that time off at 2, but Chris Madden, he had the droop puck explode back on Thursday night. He knew something wasn't right. He pulled off, called it a night. Right now, though, they've got that car rolling, and as you said, tonight he would go after his 19th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win as he works down the back straightaway, and he has got a second advantage right now over Devin Moran, and at the line, 2 laps remain.
Kind of looked like Patrick Mahomes' helmet a few weeks ago, right? It was so cold in Kansas City, it just exploded. As it come out of 2 man with the lead. Looking good. And the final heat of the night. We'll add 18 will be in the show. We'll have 2 B mains coming up. And the Barrett's 1 to go goes to the Dryden 44 Durham powered Longhorn of Chris Madden out of turn 2.
Chris Madden down the back straightaway for the final time, off into turns 3 and 4 here in Lucas Oil Heat Race number 6. He's going to pick up the win in Heat 6. He'll start 6th in tonight's 60-lap main event. Chris Madden wins Lucas Oil Heat 6. Coming home in 2nd, Devin Moran. 3rd and final transfer, Ryan Gustin, Blair Nodorf, Mark Whitener, Will Harrington, Ethan Dotson, and Dylan McCowan head off to B main action. As taking your 3rd and final transfer, it's Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa in the Todd Cooney Motorsports 19R. 2nd, the Double Down Motorsports entry out of Dresden, Ohio. It's Devin Moran in the 99. And you're a winner out of Gaffney, South Carolina, the Henderson Amusement, Franklin Enterprises, Millwood Plumbing, Dryden Engine Oil and Greases, Worley Monument, Penske Shocks, Davis Diesel Service, and VP. Durham Powered Longhorn for Chris Smokey Madden. 2nd in last year's Outlaw standings, 9 wins last year. And he will start. He had 1 Lucas Oil win last year. And I'll tell you what, real quick, we're going to step aside, thank some marketing partners, and we're going to go straight into B-Main action here tonight. The General Tire Super Bowl of Racing from Golden Isle Speedway, MAV TV on FloRacing. We'll be right back.
Dave Poskey's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978, and they are the home to Hoosier Tire, Ohio Valley, and Octane Race Products. Stop in and shop all of the nation's top brands